The GOAT Watch Party streamer is back, baby. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Welcome. At Sentinels, bhai. Sentinels gonna kill it, bro. Gonna kill it. You're back. Chashme is back with me. तो आज अपन सेंटिनल्स जीत जाती. रात के देखो 2 बज रहे हैं, मैं झूठ ना बोल रहा हूँ. आज सेंटिनल्स पक्का जीतती. मारा जाएगा सेंटिनल्स, मारा जाएगा. ठीक है. थोड़ी बैकग्राउंड हवा आ रही होगी, माफ़ करो क्योंकि कूलर चलाना पड़ता है पीसी ठंडा रखने के लिए गर्मी के मौसम में. सॉरी बोल रहा हूँ मैं, अब भी बोल रहा हूँ सॉरी. तो ना मेरी वॉच पार्टी भाई. मैच देखा कोई? मैच देख क्या है भाई. एलएस यार वो भाई एकदम टट्टी भाई. आवेश खान हैंड्स डाउन ब्रदर. आवेश खान ब्रदर ठुकरा के मेरा प्यार कर दिया आवेश खान ने भाई. हर कोई ले रहा है बे बदला, हर कोई बदला ले रहा है बे अपनी टीम से.
They always seem to be in good spirits.
Shut up दीदी, let me speak. ये नहीं हर कोई बदला ले रहा है भाई, बस ऋषभ भाई नहीं ले पा रहे भाई. भाई आवेश खान बॉलिंग से बदला ले लिया भाई आज राजस्थान रॉयल्स से. 18th ओवर क्या फेंका, 19th ओवर 20th ओवर क्या फेंका भाई. आवेश खान भाई हैंड्स डाउन, बॉल्स डाउन भाई, सब डाउन भाई. बॉल्स डाउन. नाइस बॉलिंग. As my prediction was, balls. KL played well. In afternoon I said, afternoon. पर मेरी गांडू किस्मत बे भाई गाइस. मैं बोला स्टार्क नहीं खेल, जैक फेजर में खेलता. जैक फेजर में बुल्ले में लाया, जैक फेजर मेरे को खिलाई नहीं. बोला फाफ डुप्लेसी खेलता, फाफ डुप्लेसी को खिलाई नहीं. मेरी किस्मत ही खराब है रे, मेरी किस्मत ही खराब है. मैच देखेंगे क्यूटी इन्होंने बाजू वाले. मैं चश्मे के पहन तो तुम लोग मानना मसला है करके भाई. मेरे को टेंस बताओ यार, टेंस चाहिए यार वापस. मैं टेंस चाहिए ना, टेंस चाहिए ना. 2 मैप पे ख़त्म करो भाई, सोना है. कल सुबह जाके क्रिकेट खेल. तुम लोग एक मैजिक बताओ क्या. वॉच पार्टी स्ट्रीमर ही क्या दे. ऐसे मैं ऐसे मैं स्ट्रीम देखूंगा, फिर ऐसे करके क्यूटीज सेट बॉसला सेट है अपना बॉल्स. लेट मी जस्ट क्लियर इट. भाई तुम्हारे भाई को बहुत गंदे दाग सर्कल्स आ गए रे. कल सीएसके का मैच है. धोनी भाई के सामने कोई बोल सकता है क्या? धोनी भाई, माही भाई, जल्दी स्टार्ट करो भाई, जल्दी स्टार्ट करो. सेंटिनल्स भाई 2G कहाँ से जीतेगी भाई. 5G के 6G के ज़माने में 2G जीतेगी, कद्दू जीतेगी भाई 2G. जल्दी स्टार्ट करो, जल्दी स्टार्ट करो, जल्दी. सेंटिनल्स की तकिया मेरे को भी दो एक. पेंगुइन की जगह मैं होता यार. तुम लोगों को नहीं दिख रहा है ना. पेंगुइन की जगह मैं होता तो मज़ा आ जाता यार. Of course, I agree with you, ma'am.
That I saw last week, I honestly didn't even recognize them as a team.
Yeah.
Going from the first 3 weeks to that,
Absolutely
and,
right. You are absolutely
100
fucking
Thieves
right.
has been more
Future
consistent for
bartenders.
me. I mean, I don't
You
think
are the
they
backfield.
recognize themselves in
Guys,
that match. I think everything
me.
that can
One
go wrong
cappuccino.
somehow went wrong, and they just like absolutely snowballed and spiraled out of control. They were lost.
Let's
So
go.
yeah, I hope
10,
this is an opportunity for them to
9,
redeem themselves. Sentinels
8,
and 2G
7,
are ready to
6,
face off literally.
5,
So let's
4,
get this day on the way.
3,
Beat to the America starts
2,
right now.
भाई मैं मेरी मुट्ठी है वो, मेरी मुट्ठी चलो, मेरी मुट्ठी उसकी मुट्ठी सिमिलर नहीं है क्या गाइस?
think 2G's performance over stage 1 has been obviously mixed results, but I think they've progressively gotten better and better.
Take my mutti.
Through into the back here, Bustio's already stepped
Same मेरी मुट्ठी है रे राइट के पास नहीं दिख रही तुम लोगों
There's a lot of
Same नहीं दिख रही
potential on the team, but we need to put that together, you know.
Obviously, they've had roster changes, which have definitely impacted that. But I think if their players are online, they definitely have a very good shot of winning a lot of games. I think we're going to treat it the same as every other match. It's a very important match to us. We want to win.
Still is traded out instantaneously.
Bang.
The bang from
Bang.
behind. Trying to
भाई
do
ये
more.
मैं देखा था भाई
Rips away to it, Elias, make it 3.
फिर से headshot
The 4 for the 1v1.
I know
We want
Bang,
to beat every
brother.
team,
He's
and
not at
we
Rich.
respect
Guys,
all
he's not at
teams, and we
Rich.
do not want
He's
to
not at
give them
Rich.
any inch.
I'm still pretty
This guy-
confident we're gonna
I don't know
fix
this
all
guy,
those
bro.
mistakes and be more, you know,
Hatao,
solid
brother.
team for next match.
brother Sen gonna win brother
Well, it's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. Welcome in. We have a massive game on our hands here for the VCT on Saturday afternoon. The 3-1 Sentinels taking on the 1-3 2G to set our playoff picture in motion ahead of next week. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Vinny Wormkrantz, joined alongside Chrissy Frierson, Wyatt River in the broadcast booth today. Gentlemen, we have a great game here with a lot of stakes for the Sentinels.
We've got the biggest stakes in VCT. Look, the home field Sentinels are coming into today's matchup, and this team has a lot riding on it. The playoff picture, the #1 spot up for grabs.
Absolutely, so much on the line for this team. I have to say, for me, it's going to come down today to who wants it more. And you have to imagine that's going to be the 3-1 Sentinels playing for that first seed. But a trap game potentially, as 2G have nothing to lose.
Chrissy, I know these games are always difficult for a team. You're playing up against a squad with nothing to lose when the stakes are high, fan expectations are up there for the Sentinels.
But for Sentinels, they've got the best battery in the business. The team captain, John QT, and ace, Zekin. This duo is going to be unleashed in today's matchup, and I don't know if 2G have it in them to shut those players down.
Well, gentlemen, here is the map layout ahead of us. How do we think this is looking for 2G, trying to get that second win on the board?
This Sentinels team, they've been scrappy on Haven, switching up their compositions a few times. You know, running this starting lineup of 5 the entire season. It has been exhausting for them heading into this final week. They have a deep bench. They've been focused on load management, different from the approach in the staff of either squad.
Absolutely, and you've got to respect this 2G squad, right? Really dipping into that AAA talent pool throughout the season. They've got #1 prospect Spike waiting in the wings to debut later this year. But already, some of the newer faces have surprised and pleased us.
Well, you spoke to Coach Kaplan ahead of this game. What did he tell you about Sentinels' expectations here?
Listen, we got a chance to speak over in the snack bar earlier today, me and Coach Kaplan, leader of Sentinels, and he was worried about this game because this is a 2-game esports with absolutely nothing to lose.
Well, here's your agents looking like a bit of a change-up here. First time we're seeing Haven with PXS in the lineup.
And it's going to be 2G continuing to play that Yoru ISO, though. That double duelist setup up against Sentinels, which have recently switched over to the Neon for Zekin, and he has been batting 1,000 on this Neon. 2 wins in the last 2 performances.
He absolutely has. It's a bit of an interesting head-to-head in that offensive line. Askia, rookie player just coming up from Tier 2, facing up against Zekin today.
I didn't see him on the screen, though. It looked like Zekin was facing off against no one.
Sometimes the hardest opponent.
And perhaps 2G opting to dip into that deep bench that we spoke on before, get a sub in the picture.
Is Askia? Yoru will take him.
What's happening? Where'd he go? What is going on?
He's waiting on deck.
He'll be here at some point.
For
the game, of course.
Bang bhai
The sports bit is starting to fall apart.
It's falling apart. The professionalism, it's gone.
Oh, unbelievable.
All right, well, you know, guys, let's talk about the stakes.
I mean, listen, we are playing in a different part of the arena. He might be lost. He might not know how to get there.
Couldn't find his way into this one. Lay it out for me simple here, because there is a chance for Sentinels for this game to mean something. 2G eliminated from playoff, but Sen could still lock 1 seed with a win here, and also getting a little bit of a rooting cause for that second match as well.
Yeah, they've got to be rooting for 100 Thieves because they have the head-to-head against them. So if Sentinels and 100 Thieves are both finishing the season out at 4-1, then it's going to be Sentinels coming in #1. And I think it was even Sentinels were out there tweeting they were going to be giving 100 Thieves the best scrims of their lives this week to get them ready to face face off against Screw.
Players
the
just getting
paddati.
set to go here.
This
Well,
is
we
what
wait.
you do
Let's
to
check
best
in
who's
with
sitting here?
PXS. He had a word about his
Like this.
role swaps for 2G earlier.
The role swap was a thing they needed from me,
Start
so
karo
it's
bhai.
not something I can choose or anything like that. But I'm helping them out,
मैं
and
सुनना है
I'm
किसका
doing
ही
the
बारे में
best
मेरे को.
as I could. You know, like I'm helping more on the, you know, like playing initiator. You help with the callouts, and you actually help more in the macro gaming, like doing all the like knife and drones and all of that. But individually speaking, it's kind of it's really hard to frag, you know, man. Damn, that's a lot different for me, because like I used to be a duelist, and then I went to Sentinel. But both, you can just like run and shoot, run and gun, you know, like you can shoot everyone you want, like.
Bye.
And me, I'm like always throwing abilities. I'm always like flashing and doing stuff for the team, and
Bhai,
I'm just
bake
not
ja rahe
used to that. I'm getting used to it, like, but right now, but it's so
course.
hard. It's so hard for me.
PXS joining this roster. He was basically the first warm body that they could find. Not a lot of
Start karo, start karo.
That's a crazy way to intro him.
I feel like that makes it all the more impressive why he's here, right? He's a Brazilian-American
Yeah.
guy, and it's tough to get a
Very
visa in a short turnaround, and this guy that no one really knew about going in that they picked up, he's turned out to be excellent, playing Initiator for the first time and helping 2G to their first win in Tier 1.
As far as I know, wasn't even ever really playing Initiator like in ranked.
No,
Just
his first time playing it
just
was that
sending
match.
it. Yeah, and he looks good. I mean, as you said, it's pretty convenient that 2G needed a player who can speak Portuguese, and also he's an American
You know,
who
it
can
is
speak
a-
Portuguese that was competing in
Oh,
Challengers
yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I'm
also
Nice coincidence.
a warm body that could have joined the roster. I know there's a couple other warm bodies up here who do have visas to work in America that I wouldn't want to see on 2G.
Sub me in. Get me
No,
in there,
I don't
coach.
think so,
Come
buddy.
on.
Back to Diamond with you.
Man, that's rough. That's rough.
So
Hey,
yeah,
if they need a coach though, I'm there for them.
Yeah?
That's what I got the EXP on. But no, honestly, I think this is obviously a weird
date,
situation for
date,
2G
date,
not having
date,
to
date.
play for a bunch.
How
here.
are you,
But also,
date?
this is our first time getting to see them on
Yeah,
Haven
your
with this
name is
roster,
date,
right?
bro.
With PXS coming into the team, so
because
it'll
it's
be another one of those,
Tariq.
like litmus tests to see how he's performing on the Sova on the new map.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a
Arey, why
sick
you
twist
abusing,
of
bro?
fate if Sen
Don't
win this
abuse-
game, and then Rob Moore is relying
mother
on
is here
100
and-
Thieves to get the win
After all the
against
trash he's
Screw.
talked.
Me personally, if I'm
Yeah,
Nate, I'm
bro.
like, hey, it's not worth
Bro,
winning.
I'm going to start the match. यहाँ अपन हैदराबाद में 4 बजे तक
Yeah, there is a lot on the line for Sentinels for that, because I think even more so than winning this to get #1 seed being important, you really don't want to stumble into the playoffs after losing to a team that literally everyone expected you to beat. This is
फ्री हो जा रहा
kind of
तारिक
weirdly become almost a
Free ho ja
must-win
raha
game
Allu.
for Sentinels, where I actually feel like there is a little bit of pressure on them. It's tough to
Tariq
play
free
against a
ho
team
raha
that
Allu.
has nothing to lose, as was
Tariq pe
almost
Tariq,
evidenced by
Tariq pe Tariq
Furia
करके बदल
yesterday,
देते
taking that map off MIBR.
Yeah,
Change.
that blew my mind for the record. Like, what is going on there? But you're talking like Kaplan's like, yeah, it's a trap game. I feel like for coaches especially, that's always where it's like, we better be playing strong fundamentals. We don't get sloppy on a game like this.
That being said, he did say that he feels confident in this
क्या हुआ
current
मियां?
iteration of Sen to be incredibly consistent in a
Bouncer?
game like this
क्या है मसला?
right now. So, listen, he made me believe. He
हमारा
seemed
लगा
pretty
मोमेंटम खराब हो
comfortable.
रहा
I mean, he looks comfy.
हेवन में
Hands in pockets,
Neon la
reclined
neon.
in the chair. I mean, it's not bad.
What would this game actually mean
करके मारता.
for 2G today if they were to win it?
बता रहा हूँ
I mean, they won it.
You would-
That's true.
Brother, what
You
happened,
have me
brother?
there.
Yeah, you got
I
to
was
follow up
hoping for
Wyatt?
something more substantive.
I'm.
Champions points.
Oh, no.
We got a championship point card. That's one big one.
Oh, we got to bring
One
it in
big
this
one.
one. Listen, they need that.
कसम से
Listen,
दिमाग
they
किया.
get this point, and then Spike comes back. And have you guys heard of the Spike coming back narrative?
That is a good
We haven't
narrative.
juiced that those
Wait, who's
lemons
Spike?
enough.
Who's Spike?
Are you talking about
Like the Spike from
the
Valorant?
17-year-old phenom that 2G have been waiting on that we've talked about in every desk
Whoa.
segment since kickoff?
I can't
Yep.
wait for him.
But hey, when he comes in, he's really good at the game, and he's going to fill in. And then, what is happening right now? Rob's got some new technology.
I've never heard of the face warmer.
Face warmer. He is chilling hard. But the other coach on the other side, Kaplan, he seems to be chilling as well. He's the guy who delivers the strats for Sentinels. And we asked him to help
Start karo Cheeto.
strategize an evening with some recommendations on what to watch. Let's get those recs.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kaplan here. So today we're gonna do a little show and tell. I'm a really big movie guy. One of my favorite hobbies outside of VALORANT and esports. So I brought some stuff in that I'm gonna be showing you guys to kind of tell you about what movies I love and what movies I think you should check out. First thing I've got here is a book about my favorite director, Satoshi Kon. This book's called Satoshi Kon, The Illusionist. Satoshi Kon's awesome. He's an anime movie director. He was an anime movie director. This guy and his movies are always sitting there at the top. They're always the movies I come back to. A lot of the movies that people know and love, like Inception, are actually totally inspired. Even shots are just exactly copied from this guy's movies. So some favorites that I recommend people check out would be Paprika or Perfect Blue. So this book, Stories of Your Life by Ted Chiang. It's a short story book. This guy wrote a story called Stories of Your Life, which is the short story that inspired the movie Arrival. It's really cool to not only enjoy a movie, but to check out what inspired it. It really makes it a lot more fun to watch a movie over a second time. One of my favorite shows of all time is Cowboy Bebop. And right here, I bought this for myself. It's just a cool little watch. It's a little Cowboy Bebop watch. The interior is kind of inspired by the dashboard that the main character Spike flies in Cowboy Bebop. It's just kind of fun to have a little item that represents my love for my favorite show. So yeah, my top movies of all time, it's a really hard question. I would put at number 1, Place Beyond the Pines by Derek Cianfrance. It's just an incredible movie. It captures kind of that New England atmosphere, which is where I grew up. Number 2, Paprika, which is by Satoshi Kon. It's all about mixing kind of dream and reality and your memories. For 3, I would say would be Arrival, which is by Denis Villeneuve. The character can actually see into the future and how it would affect how you live the past out, or maybe how you wouldn't change anything even though you know the outcome of something. It's my top 3, all very related to kind of like time and memory, and I encourage people to kind of watch them all, and it'll make you really think about those themes. Thank you very much for tuning into my show and tell. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it inspires you to check out some of the movies I recommended, or just kind of learn and read more about movies in general.
Welcome back to VCT Americas. The Sentinels taking on 2G in just a moment. But news on the field, a rain delay coming through. Keyboard broken on one of our players.
Because of the rain. Does that mean someone spilled a Red Bull on their keyboard? What does
I don't know.
mean?
But the umpires, the admins, they're fixing it, and we'll get into game soon. More importantly, though, Letterbox.
Letterbox. I used the link, I pulled it up. I've got a list here of Kaplans.
And this is from Coach Kaplan.
And it's titled Cream of Da Crop. Da spelled D-A. Da Crop. First of all, he's got Arrival in there. Great choice. I've also got a shout out, Drive My Car. It was up for Best Picture a few years ago. One of my personal favorites. Like, this guy's got absolute taste. Memories of Murder, a Bong Joon-ho film.
Dude, he's a man of culture.
Oh my god, this guy gets it.
No, and he has some horror in there that I like. He's got Green Room, Perfect Blue. Also, I also really enjoy Place Beyond the Pines. Kaplan's kind of a real one.
He's pretty based.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just looking through Kareem of the Crop. he's
got
some bangers in there,
good
for real.
list name, I'm not gonna lie.
I enjoyed that little.
Maybe
segment.
Yeah, the other stuff he was showing, the watch he showed too was pretty cool. I mean, Kaplan's a man of good taste. First time I went to Seattle, he gave me advice on where to go. Had a really good dinner on his recommendation.
Just got word. The players are getting back into the game, Mimi.
Thank you for being serious. We needed that. But yeah, they are hopping in. We should be getting our game started in just a moment. As a reminder, series layout, Haven, Pearl, Split, and the stakes yet again. 2G, nada. Just trying to get a win on the board. They're already out of contention for playoffs and looking ahead to stage 2. For Sentinels, they're in the playoffs, but a win here means chances stay open off 100 Thieves win to make number 1 seed and the bye that comes with that.
Is this a make-believe narrative if I say, honestly, this is just a good opportunity for 2G to keep getting more match practice with this squad that's barely been together for particularly long? Is that a fake narrative?
I don't think it's make-believe. But it's also not, it's not playoffs tier, but that is what they've got.
I'm not giving them the most captivating, but I think it's true.
I'm giving you a B- narrative on that.
It's a game they will play that will give them practice, and I can give you that.
Like on Letterboxd, you're not getting more than 3 stars from me, I'm sorry.
No, that's what I was expecting. That's like, honestly, it's like, based on how people rate on Letterboxd, that's like a 2, honestly. Maybe a 1.5.
I'm trying to be generous
They're
here.
harsh critics.
You know. Rain delay. Yeah.
Poor
Hello,
field
CTC.
conditions,
It's
for
crazy
sure.
because I thought it was sunny
Seriously?
outside when I came in, but I don't know, leaky pipes, something? I
Something
don't.
like that. We gotta
don't
get
know what's
the
happening.
room checked
Yep,
out.
Zekin's
Yeah.
hand-eye coordination not looking the best
Oh,
there.
chicha
dropping
zara
the-
ye. मेरी का दो तीन कीबोर्ड में भेज दिया।
And look, the thing is, we've only got
सबसे
half a
महंगे वाले
headphone
निकालो।
in, so we're like 50% of the way
ये
there.
2G वालों को
It's getting
भेजने का है
back
देखो।
in. That's my very scientific percentage of us back in game. See,
कल
you
पैक
had
करा
that.
के भेजो।
So you gotta
FDC
put
में
it
भेजो।
in the ear hole, and then wrap it around the ear. Yeah, fix the glasses, then the big ones go on top. That's what I'm
Let's go.
talking
And
about.
Chrissy, I know when you were an umpire up on the stage there back in
I
the
was.
LCS, you knew a lot about how to put the in-ears in the ear
Let's
and
start,
put the
guys.
over-ears
Well,
on the
no,
ears.
because in LCS we didn't actually have the
Start.
earbuds. It was just the over ears.
That is true lore
Yeah.
that you were
Yeah,
a
but
ref
the
on the
glass setup
I
LCS.
was a
Hello.
referee for LCS. Yeah, I was behind Faker when he won MSI 2017. Anyways, that's just my little shot. I was also there in.
One moment, we have some breaking news here, gentlemen. We are about ready to get into game. The players are prepared. Sentinels, 2G, all are in
Let's
the
go.
server and ready to go.
Players
A
fist
chance
bumping.
for #1 seed on the line.
Finger
And
touching.
Folks, it's that moment. It's that time for our match start presented by Samsung. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs.
Now over on the defense, 2G going to be starting thing. No, we're done with that.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
ये किधर का है भाई?
What are we looking at here?
I would say it's sense. I think we
Is
need
that
to bring the
insight?
nonsense in
We'll
now.
wait for a callback.
Come on, come on.
Comedy.
The key to comedy,
That's
some
how
have said.
comedy works.
This is like cinema. This I wonder if this would go in Kaplan's letterbox.
सोचा
What
ये
is
मैंने
this?
क्या
Oh, this-
Insight actually
observing?
shows how much you know.
Yeah.
Your brother.
I did not
brother,
notice
brother,
John
yeah, add
Cutie's
के सारा brother
calling
मेरा।
making an appearance in Cap's letterbox.
Little
किसका
trap
ad है
play in
bro?
mid here.
ये?
Paranoia could be
Game
nice.
का ये,
Saskia
इन
ready
लोग का
to
ये?
swing off it.
Any day now. There we go.
Oh, Zekin is in.
All fact हाँ.
Got caught before he was able to TP.
Ha!
out.
Ball
I mean,
fact.
Celsius
This is
capitalizes
crazy.
off Zekin making that space.
And this guy is just full jumped in. Gobera, okay, trying to get something back. Gobera finds 3 kills, but it's another jumping kill from
The
Sentinels.
John QT
One
jumping
V3
right
guys are-
click classic is absolute madness. Still
the
trying to
shield.
fight back into sight, but he's down to 38 HP now. And they're still coming after him. Oh, PXS just barely wins that round.
Let's go pistol round.
Gobera has looked
पर throw तो
real
था.
nice for 2G.
बिल्कुल throw था
This
भाई.
entire
5v2,
year, if I'm being
5v2.
completely honest.
Real.
Even since the very first
Brother,
game
you
when
got
this
this,
team
bro.
was having some serious struggles, to
Okay,
say
I
the
would
least,
say
in
like
kickoff, he's
starting
been
in
nice.
stage 1. He's
No, he go back. Check the numbers. Can we
Check
get
the
our
numbers, real,
Can we get our
real.
stat team on the numbers for kickoff real quick? Can we get one of those little pop-ups?
100
that
HP
shows
I
how
feel
many
like
kills he was getting?
Gobera is the ultimate no-help player. Like,
Sure.
if he's on defense anchoring a site,
Brother,
and
हमारे
he's just
QT को
as
ऐसा मत
usual,
करो
no
यार.
one else around him, he's getting a few kills more often than not.
It's a nice pistol for 2G as well, especially after their trap play completely
Totally.
runs amok there. Both players die in garage, they just win the 3v5 anyway. Sen though, just gonna try and get the plant down on B here, but there's a couple players in link ready to contest.
Nice stun.
Oh my god.
Good
Oh.
play. How did he live through that? At least goes 1 for 1.
The right clicking is just silly, and we're kind of using a lot of bullets. It's all right from LZ, but not too sure what the plan for Sentinels is going to be. Narrates in spawn while his teammates are dying on
मार रहे थे
site.
pistol
I mean, not too bad. That was a good paranoia for John to play off. The narrator is actually catching that timing. It's doable. Hello.
It's a 2v2. No guns for Sentinels, but a winnable position. Narrate still has double shocks, a recon. If John gets 1 kill here, it would be so good. And he does! The right click classic for Sentinels. It's been it all day. Now in the 1v1, shocks coming in. Oh my!
20
2G
HP.
barely sneak out of
Anti
another
narrate.
round.
2 easy round wins for
Nice
two.
one, nice one, nice one,
That was
guys.
a clinical
Anti
textbook,
rate,
in
28
fact.
They
HP
didn't buy
was.
5 rifles that round. They did.
Zen had a lot of
Nice ही करे.
nice little simple util moments, but a player was always ready to capitalize off them. That stun into the A link, right? You know, it was a
तुक्के में लगा
bit
इससे,
before
नहीं तो
that, but catching PXS and then a great paranoia for
Yeah.
John to swing and get that kill off. I mean, well done, all things considered.
And you hate to see it after it was a winnable round, but Sentinels, crazy eco damage onto 2G, spike down, like, that's pretty good, all
I mean,
things considered.
look at 2G's buy here. They've
yeah,
got
they're
nothing.
cooked.
Because again, they
Confidence
full
on.
force last
Nicke
round,
लोग
down
का.
to 0.
मेरा aim जिस दिन ऐसा लग
Not
गया.
exactly ideal.
मैं मुंबई
They think they
server
make
को
something
नचा
to
देता
fight
हूँ.
over A short. That's
Ah,
nice.
yeah.
That's their only gun too. So Oski getting the kill, dipping away. Now calling 4 players into A. Kind of stunts Sentinels on their approach.
Yeah, they've got Gobera pushed all the way down C long, and they have the passive info trip on B, so they feel more than comfortable to stack over towards this A side at the moment.
Maybe even...
लोग का पूरा भाई भी नहीं है जाएगा उससे
No,
मारा
they'll just tuck in, stick to this 4 stack, but Gobert is really the problem of the round.
Right now, Sentinels are waiting for Zelsis to find something front B.
found my wife.
Gobert can't actually peek forward, so if Sen go into B or an A split, even if they go into Garage, I think they're fine. As long as they just don't go back to C long, they should be okay.
This is a great pivot from
C
Sen.
long
To
AK
be honest, they've read the situation well. They're exploiting the one area of the map that is completely unguarded by 2G. No info over here.
And they still have an embed back in A. Second is sticking around there.
Oh, they're double embedding. Yeah, I think they might even with this over here try to sell a fake towards C.
Time is getting very low. 30 seconds at the moment.
Wait, no, they might be overcooking this, and I'm not sure. Did LZ see a gun? Now he has for sure. That's a free kill. But they should just push C now,
but
and it'll
now
be okay.
the time is too low. Now the C long player is actually a problem, even if they don't have to run back into that space.
And 2G are going to recover another rifle down in sewer, and if Gobert just stays inserted here, he can get a nice backstab off when the rest of the team pressure make the majority of the noise.
Garrett is holding this.
read it इससे मार रही हो मत
This fight really is the round, and it's Gobert wins it out. That's another gun for 2G.
Now the spike is still planted for back towards spawn, the defender spawn. 2G have to re-clear, but PXS again having a good timing. Not connecting on the shot gives Sentinels a chance.
John QT needs to do a hell of a
nice
lot.
one.
Inside the shot, it's perfect. Forced to use the ultimate. Gobert goes flying back towards Garage. Now a double swing ready.
नहीं होता nice
on the side of Sentinels.
Deadly do ही क्या दे
Faces the first, but can't get the kill.
Wow.
And Sen,
Deadly
it's just
do
as
ही क्या
costly as
दे
the first
let's
two rounds
go
were for 2G.
What a I mean, that's a lot of hype for Ramos.
Celsius brother it's OP yeah
for that one.
I would be staying seated and saying a good recovery, guys, because it was. Zelsis caught a timing to push forward through spawn and then wins this duel against PXS, gets the neural theft off. Little micro plays where Sen were just able to
ऐसा
catch
इन्ना
some good
invest कर
fights.
दे
It's
तेरे
tough though, because
अल्टी गिफ्ट एक जने को मारने वाले तो हाँ चित्ता
Very
चित्ता
elegant,
ही क्या
very
दे
demure, Zelsis. Thank you.
Yep, showing off his little waist. Very elegant.
that's crazy.
It's gonna be a fight in sewer.
लियो इसको पकड़ो
I like Askia's spot here, also calling in PXS to do a bit of baiting for him, just jiggling from up on site.
Someone surely clears this angle though. PXS sends the drone.
Good timing!
That's a free kill. Askia gets out of there scot-free.
Sentinels struggling twice in a row to actually clear that space into A, and losing their smokes as well. Makes speeding up into the site much harder.
2G have been really committed this half to just holding their space, not overcommitting.
लियो कान जाते लगा तुम ना बोलो कान जाते
plays. But Sen's gonna send it
जा
now.
रही क्या रे ना
That's a good opener for Zekin. Player
मार दिया।
Alley stunned. It's
मार
lovely
दिया
on the entry.
क्या मारा
Zekin
Zekin
single-handedly takes all three.
That was a beautiful relay bolt that connected all the way
कैसा
back
मारा रे?
into hell as Junky's fault line gets the majority of default on the
खत्म
site.
अब सेव
Nice little execute
1v3 brother 1v3 सीधा squad पे center push
Had things not gone so successfully on A,
One
he would
knock
have gone
push
for
किया
it, but instead now he's sort of allowed to do a bit of hunting himself into Garage.
क्या मारा रे Zekin
Heard some footsteps
घुस के मारा है if had
20 for
घुस
2G
के मारा
down
had
to
a
absolutely
face
nothing, so
Then
every
it
kill
would be
matters
Zekin
that
by.
Sen can get.
I will say on a wider
एक
point
HP
too,
damage
I
भी
like
ले
this
लिया,
map
very
pick for
good.
2G because Sen, it's been
कैसा
tumultuous
मारा
goings
रे
on
भाई?
Haven in 2025. But things have picked up since they've switched to Zekin playing the Neon, and if they get another win here, 3 in a row, that's pretty significant as far as just deepening their map pool as we head into playoffs and they try to run it back into another international tournament. So this was a map that they were just trying to ban as much as possible, and when they were playing it, it weren't looking great with that Yoru ISO look.
How much do you think the switch to Neon was the catalyst for Sentinels to improve their play on this map?
I mean,
मारा
honestly,
निकला
seems like
इसको मारा
100%.
फिर निकला
I'm gonna be real. Like,
एक
Look, I think Zekin's Neon is
बाल
very
भी
good.
उखाड़ सके
Okay, a
इसका
little.
Ah.
Hey, tickling each other? What is going on?
They're giving each other a fist
No,
bump.
that's what there was not a fist bump. Those fingers are out, they were dangling.
इको है क्या लोग का
I saw what I
ऐसा ही
saw.
नहीं है गरीबों
Little fake on the lobby default for Sen, but they head back towards the C side of the map.
And unfortunately for 2G there, once again put on an awkward bye. We're only several rounds into the game, but
2G,
kept
2G, 2G.
economy in the struggle zone.
Gobera's got
Tod
a
ke ja,
rifle.
tod ke ja,
Gobera's
tod,
the
tod,
guy
tod,
they're
dekh
trying
ke
to walk
tod.
into right now.
But
That is
Gobera's
true, except he's
get
about to eat a
stunned.
stun in the corner. Yeah,
Oh, he's fine.
Tuta, tuta,
Shock
tuta.
darts going in, second around the corner. Gobera gets nothing, and the slide back side gets another.
Is a
Okay.
kid.
Yep, just spray through the smoke, get your kill, and it's a 3v5 for Sen in the post plant.
Yeah, so Gobera was not fine, is the verdict. Nor are 2G in a round like this.
I feel like LZ might just have to save. I don't think he wants to give that rifle away.
नहीं
Yeah,
आते वो
definitely.
लोग उतने दम तो नहीं है
Other
रे
guys
वो
might
कैमरा
try
लगा
to
के
get
बैठा
some exit
गेम
frags, but
पीक
even
लेता
then,
फुकट
it's
का
like Oskia's got the Yoru ult, so not really that important to get anything done there. Silence probably wants to die and get his online.
स्मोक भी आ
The
गया
next round
अब
could be
तो
pretty explosive for 2G.
सिटी स्मोक देता इधर कैमरा था
Silence, I'm looking at him to step up, honestly. You know, he's had some good matches here and there, but I don't believe
चलो
he has
easy
shown his full potential up until this point. Again, he's had his moments. He's had games where he gets some pretty high impact
किल दिए तो
kills.
वो पॉइंट
He's had
जाता
some great games on the Vice, but I think it's more so when it comes to the duelist. I don't think he's peaked yet.
छिलो दिमाग से अच्छा स्टन था क्या साइफर नहीं था स्टन ना
2 rounds in a row now where Zekin has just got crazy value entering on the Neon. I love the way that Sentinels has been very intentional about where they're placing the relay bolt and the stun on different parts of the site to
जेलसिस
give
भाई
him
को दो यार
pretty much a free hunting ground on the entry.
I wonder if 2G are going to try and get in front of some of these execs, a little mid
भाई एक
aggro
दिन
piece.
देखना है भाई
Ryan
G
right now,
वर्सेस
Oski and
सेंटिनल्स
LZ set up front.
कैसा रहता होगा मसला
Sentinels again
Yeah,
geared
एक
up
बार
for a
Indian
CX.
team
These
versus
couple players going into
Sentinels
grass could
चाहिए.
be in trouble.
Gobera is in trouble again, yeah. Oh, this time he's good for it.
Shot,
The sliding
shot,
Zekin
shot.
falls, and Sentinels now
appreciable
just have to make this hit happen through long, but the flood retake is already arrived. Gobera, again, blinded up, overwhelmed, but he does well to get a kill. And now, it's still an advantage for 2G.
एक बैकअप साइड
As
एक
they
बैकअप
still have
साइड एक
players
बैकअप साइड
backside. LZ is sneaking in, and this is just a 4-1 by attrition. There's your round from Silence, Wyatt.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bang was just a little slow to get around the default box, but can't really blame him. It was a very awkward situation for the team who were certainly feeling congested without having any control of Garage, and LZ was just biding his time there.
This opening kill was kind of wild too, because 2G were going for a mid aggro play. That was the original idea, breaking this cam and then fighting. But what it means is just Gobera's ready here to take this fight. Just drills him.
He is so sick, man. He really is incredible.
The Gen G spray on lock. Wonder what the lore is there. It's back to the well on A for Sentinels. This time gonna get stuck
वो मार दिया इसको
by that ISO undercut. Remember, this is a buffed ISO now where it's gonna suppress.
Fight in mid, gearing up for it. Silence walking down, but the rest of Sentinels are here. Re-peeking at that angle, not so good. And LZ, yeah, he's sort of in that bunny position, but it doesn't look like Sentinels are going to walk in front B. Instead, trying to deal with all the side youthful in Garage.
I kind of appreciate, though, at least, you know, signs that they are playing loose in this game. That is where Sen can be in the danger zone.
The timing on this walkdown was great, but Bang polices it from window, and he only gets one.
Yeah, because Sentinels weren't overcommitting into the C space, they're just trying to take a bit of Garage control. They still had that window player, so nice 1-for-1 there. That leaves B very open, and you already know Zekin's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and essentially, I mean, based on the 2G position, you can't imagine them attempting to go for this. Oskia, I mean, all three of them have very little cash left.
Yeah.
EXS particularly, so it's
looking
like yeah, we're headed towards a save type beat.
Well, it's like a 3v4. You almost want to get tempted to try and find a pick, but
इसको सेंडरस
that's
को
dangerous game.
retake
I mean,
करना
yeah, that's
बहुत
really
मुश्किल
like if someone happens to walk into Oskia, that's the only opening.
I don't think they're going to get their opportunity. PXS dives to an aftershock, and Bang takes down the second gun. Oskia will save alone.
One of those like awkward
जितना मेरे को मालूम है
between saves where you're not like fully saving, you're trying to see if maybe you can catch
You're
someone
getting a
and
little
then
greedy.
yeah, you lose the guns and now they're only going to be playing around this off in the next round unless
यहीं से सेकंड भाई
यहीं
से पहला
corner shoulder. Oh my god.
I mean, he's going to get hunted down, though. 10 HP, easy spam. 3K for Bang on the round. Sen win that. I think the real failing for 2G, on top of losing the rifles, losing the op they bought at the end, is they went that round with both Yoru and ISO ult. And instead of, like, I think looking for an idea proactively around that, they decided to go for the operator, do this, like, slow walk down into mid.
क्या सोच के पुश करा रहे हैं
But Sen just took him apart.
this, boys. Let's go.
He's gone.
So far, so good for the vibes. Kaplan not having to
ये push ये मत जाओ ना रे.
full force.
ये पूरे ये पे ये.
He's been gentle today. This is a quick
Let's
fight
go.
on
Bang भाई ये तो सब
just
नीचे.
dismantles them. This is where this comp tends to thrive.
Heh.
But Sentinels, oh my
Yes.
god, bang!
Yes bang भाई
He's looking
yes.
so clean today. At second, he's a madman. Tangoing his way into
Daddy.
the side and somehow taking minimal damage through that.
Look at
So annoying.
I love that center execing the site so quickly. Bang doesn't even have time to smoke, but it doesn't matter. Like we're still just dancing around in main. 2G can't hit the shots.
Don't tell me
Must
it's
have
another
not
save.
I mean, that was a
Doing good.
2G force, by the way. You know, Bai was, I suppose, decent enough to get into the round, but it's left them. This entire game, 2G have just been in a terrible economic position.
The econ's bad. They always have their ults. Not finding a place to use them because
Kहाँ है रे
Sentinels are always
मसला,
getting
ये
a kill within the first
ढूंढ के
5
मारो, ढूंढ के
seconds of the round. This time they got 2
ऐसी
kills.
जल्दी से और एक hit. Please मार दो
Celsius
उसको.
looking
खत्म
pretty
कर दो
sharp
मसला.
today, not gonna lie.
क्या कर रहा था रे
Would
जल्दी?
you like to issue an apology for the
क्या
caster
कर रहा
curse?
था?
I mean, he didn't shoot anyone. That had no impact on his
ढूंढ के
aim.
मारते हैं.
That was positioning, not aim related, not a curse.
Would you consider it
बोला
sharp
ना
to
ढूंढ
be
के
He
मारते
would
हैं.
have had to
in the
shoot and
middle?
whiff.
He was out in the middle of C-Long in the open, checking his camera. Would you consider that
वही
sharp?
तो he was
Didn't
checking
fire
his
shot.
camera like this.
Didn't find. I'm talking about aim.
करके देख रहा.
Okay, I'll have to give it to you. This is sharp.
I would agree with that. I mean, the last shot is
देख
just
ऐसा
stunning
देखा.
from Bang. 2G
जा
take their
पूछ
first
किया.
time.
Thanks for showing us that again.
Yeah, we needed that. But
Boys.
2G are taking their
Celsius
first
be
time out of
like,
the game.
यहीं
here.
पे
And it
खड़के
seems like a
हैं.
lot of the problems have been losing this A
वो
lobby
वाला
fight
meme,
in
वो वाला
3
meme.
times.
Sir,
That tends
आप
to be
अभी
what
इस
you
दुनिया के
pick this
सबसे
double
safest
comp.
जगह पे ठहरे.
Yeah, for sure.
Boom,
I mean, we
boom,
were
boom,
joking
bomb
about
वाला.
when we were doing our sports
What we're doing on
broadcast a bit.
broadcast. What do you mean joking?
Oh, yeah, what do you mean, John? This is a very
Do you
important
not take
game.
your
And
job seriously?
you're taking it back to the free show. This Sentinel squad, they are playing to win. It's coming down to who wants it more, and it's clearly them. But actually, though, Zelsis is clearly wants this. Like he's trying pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie.
You
He's going
can't do
crazy.
the fake sports, leaves it on the field, wants it more, and then be like, but actually he just simply
I
does.
mean, it does look like he wants it more.
Get my man
He's
on
getting
ESPN.
pretty excited. I mean, listen, the first seed is it's pretty important. You know,
Yeah. One game away
you
from
get that
Toronto.
bye in the upper bracket. Yeah, you get your one game you're in. That's kind of nice.
I've got another narrative for you.
Oh, hit
Okay.
me.
Everyone's talking about top 3 teams in VCT
boys.
Americas. Cloud9, G2, MIBR, all Omega Group. But people have forgotten this Sentinels lineup who looked so good
I think
earlier
they
in
actually
the year.
have. I think that's a real
I'm saying it
narrative.
in the dumb voice, but it is
Right.
legitimately a real narrative
Yeah.
that I think stomping this group out, winning 4-1, would prove a lot for Sen that they are still that team.
I agree. I think that they're pretty underrated at the moment.
Yeah,
just
do you think
because of
they
the
could
group
beat the
quality
Dodgers?
disparity.
Yeah, they just lost 15-0 to the Cubs today.
How does Zekin square up against Shohei? No baseball fans. I that was for Mimi.
I gave you
Yeah, that
one
was-
baseball reference. I didn't want to.
Oh.
I didn't want to get too committed. You know? I'm just praying on their
Interesting.
downfall.
2G, they're on an eco again.
Yeah.
The 20th time in this game.
Balls have started, ah.
Not to max out on talking about ults, but the fact that they have held their ults means they're not going to get to cast them more than once this half, which is brutal.
Yes, and normally, ISO Yoru is an ult chaining comp.
Yes.
Where every other
Yeah.
round you're like alternating one of those ultimates. They haven't even used their Sova ult to like support the
Zelsis
lobby
पूरे
fight. Like,
चिंदी से
Yeah, at some
चिंदी
point,
से
surely at some point, we get a retake Dimensional Drift Hunter's
चिंदी
Fury
चलाना
combo.
इसके.
you'd
Or
think.
something along
I
those
don't
lines.
think 2G have gotten to really play a
Smoke
retake.
They have
दिया
died
तो गिरे.
2
Yeah, they're
players
just-
in the first 20 seconds every round.
Yeah, they're either pushing up or
Right,
trying
chup.
to anchor, and the site
30
anchors, I
seconds
mean,
left.
aside from Gobera, are just getting torched by the stuns.
And you see it again. Stun
Oh.
Aftershock. They're stuck in the corner. Silence.
अरे
He
निकल
finds a
समझ
gap.
गया रे.
Escapes for now. Zekin still in health. It's a little awkward, but from the top rope.
So good.
You're missing
They're
WrestleMania.
so aware that someone could be playing in that corner, or rather would have to tuck in that corner to dodge the aftershock. So they're so thorough that they still paranoia that spot, where the only spot a player could pivot into. It's so regimented.
Zekin, that's just clean.
मेरा aim कब लगता है ऐसा?
And a slide in for the second.
इल्ला सच में kills के लिए
He's
खेलते
going to be
दिखता है
next up to die. Wyatt, I know
Yeah, these execs are gas.
you're missing WrestleMania
It
to be
hasn't
here,
started yet.
but you got a little WWE action there on that exec.
Fair enough. We got a frog splash. We got the Uso splash off the top rope. We're all good.
I don't
not here to
get
explain
the...
this.
If GB was here, if only. But listen, Sen, I'm pretty impressed with this, how they're running this Neon Comp. I'm gonna be real. This is so much better than their other Haven displays.
replay बता, please replay में बताना.
I want to believe that, Wyatt.
They're doing the Rafa.
replay में बताना, चुई.
Wait, that is foul.
Ouch.
That is foul.
That's diabolical.
Dude, poor Rafa. He's catching straights. He's not even playing.
Zekken's an honest boy.
Wall गया
Here
तो
we go.
गया.
Ult's getting used. ISO ultimate. PX gets one on the ult, but Narrate wins in the gulag.
Narrate brother.
And it's a 4v4 after finally using the ult. And like you said, Chrissy, they won't have those again this half.
Unless they ace now.
A world.
There's always a world.
निकल के चल्लू बोल के चांटा मार के निकल रही. सब सर जेल्सियस. चूस तू तेरा.
Because he hears that cam getting clicked into, so he knows it's possible to lurk B.
मजा आता है
Cam is
ऐसा
actually just a
मारने.
bit of bait for PXS to play the close angle.
This is a nice little pivot from Sen, getting over to this very free C site.
Look at the backside tripwire though that Gobert's going to try and get a spam kill off of.
Yeah, just if someone goes too deep. Particularly the Neon, if Zekken is trying to run all the way backside.
Maybe even in the Sova. Nope, spotted.
क्या
It's gone.
हमारे वाले को चूतिया
Well,
समझेगा.
here comes the
वहाँ लगा तो
ult
आके
retake.
छोड़
No
के
Soba to combo
Long
with,
जाता.
but still has some teammates to
Post
come
plan
in.
खेलता मैं
Surely
अपना
Oski
पट्टा.
has a shorty in the inventory. Trying to choose a kill.
Reveal आते कि मार के
on a
अल्टी
late
से
lurk through garage.
There's
But
still a
yeah,
trip.
The ult's getting used. Retake starting to come in. Spots out one player. Attacking Hunter's Fury used towards spawn, and it's Bang to open up the round. 2G need to get into the site quickly, but they cannot get
Bang
past
कैसा मारेगा
Bang.
दो?
He's holding this space practically alone, because it hasn't seemed to impede him just yet. Time running. Are they saving? They gotta go. 2G has to run, but they're going straight into Bang, and he's putting them down.
Bang brother, bang 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 bang.
As the anchor.
Everybody on center is shooting
bang,
right now.
brother,
Also,
bro.
it looked like Zekken had a dimensional drift, and he was running around pinging for the Hunter's Fury.
भाई मैं कभी भी
That
सेंटर में
was
सर जंजी का
ridiculous. I would love to see that from his point of view there.
That's pretty. How did... Oh my god, just the Vandal double headshot?
Look at this.
He's running through his own teammate's ult to get the kill. Using it like a flashbang.
But
उसको blue जो दिखा उसको चेप दिया मैंने.
Oh, that was not what I was going for.
जम के.
Quiet you.
Fast C hit.
Nico,
Here we
yeah,
go. Hello, Gopera. You're back in that same corner.
उसको कितना हो
He
रहा
got
है
one
तो
this time,
corner.
but he dies again.
Hey, he's 1 for 3 there. That's a good
क्या
batting
खेल
average.
रही है सेंटिनल?
Baseball. But so in Valorant.
Valorant बोल के कोई लिखा. Valorant बोल के.
Well,
And Chrissy, that was a single. He didn't even get an RBI from it.
in his defense, the 2 times he's died there, he's only had a Shara.
Sure.
Or it's been an eco. I think one of
ये
the times
निकल
he
के
had
एक
a
चाटा
gun,
मार और
but I'm
इसको.
coping. I'm coping. Tell me to
He had a
stop.
gun twice.
भाई मैं बोला भाई.
His teammates
Point
किसी
stand.
के
His
जमाने में
teammates
2G
did.
नहीं
Point
चलेगी भाई.
I mean,
Pathetic
it feels
Baba
like 2G have never had guns. If I'm being real.
Aimless behavior, Baba.
No,
Aimless
it's
behavior.
2008 out here.
You're good
and
for
the
nothing,
spam
Baba.
is just coming through Sentinels. No trouble locking this down. This round down, that
किसके
is.
मार रहे?
Yeah, this is one of those kind of
Oh
games
my, he's spamming these things.
where for the desk afterwards we
इधर था
request
उसका
a
ये.
team
ठीक है,
breakdown so we
इधर
can
था
look
ये.
at the little timeline at the
Tough,
bottom
tough,
and
tough.
note that every time 2G
Maybe
went
guidance.
around, yeah, they
Yes,
they
yes,
lose
yes,
after
yes,
and their economy
Yeah.
is broken.
Producers lock that one in.
2G have only won a single rifle round.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because their anti-eco after winning the pistol was so horrendous, they were immediately shut down from that point.
Nice, boys. Come on.
This is about as snowballed a half as you can find.
Last round, another gun round. Honestly, if they could get this 4-8, it would feel like a miracle. You win another pistol, there is a slim chance left on attack and Haven, but I don't want to cope too soon, because Zekken's heading his way into the C site.
Gobert is good here.
Can he get the kill this time? They're not even hitting, are they? Where is that rolling thunder? It's hitting Zekken! They're just sending him in. like a human meat shield.
Bang, किधर से किसको मार दिया?
Link getting kills, and now finally,
Zekken!
after the stun runs out, Zekken's getting a 2K. Sure.
We breach out our own teammate.
Zekken क्या मारा रे अभी दो को
Everyone's
फिर
not
से?
stunned. Swings backside, dry gets 2 kills.
You know what would have been sick is if he told Zekken to jump while the breach ult is
And he
coming in,
gets sent through the
so you
smoke.
get boosted up onto plat, and
That'd
then
be
you
bro,
kill the
Zekken,
player's
bro.
backside. Hey, Kaplan,
When
write
did
that one
second
up.
gets a window?
Don't worry about
It's
it.
Neon.
Don't worry about
Right
it.
When
now.
did that even happen?
He
बीच
uses
में वो था
his
डर के
dimensional drift to get there.
और उसका नाम याद
I'm
नहीं आ
gonna be
रहा है।
real. Sen, every
Best jet
execute
था ना बीच में।
looked beautiful, and no one missed a shot.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure like Bang and
pretty
Zekken
dominant.
just had life halves.
That they did.
कैसे
Well, we
उसको
played
पीछे वाला
through
कैसा मर गया
one
रे?
half inning here. We head to the bottom of the
Come on,
first
Zach.
map
Let's
when we
I got you.
return.
Don't worry. I got you.
पीछे वाला तो फुकट में मर गया बेचारा। कुछ करा भी नहीं उन्हें।
Oof, stuck paying for that old phone? Don't be. You know, at Verizon, we'll pay off your phone. And you'll get iPhone 16 on us. That's a value of up to $1,600, only on Verizon.
ये सब क्या है भाई? ऐड फ्री में चला ले रहे मेरे उसमें तुम लोग? हाँ? हाँ? स्विच है क्या? 93 कर्स मत करो बस। निकाल लो। मेरे को तो इजी लग रहा। यार एक जन लाइक तो मारो यार आगे प्लीज। नेक्स्ट मैप तो इजी है ना। पल 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 पल्ला पल पल पला पल पला पल। अपने वाले पल पे अच्छा खेलते हैं। जस्ट सेइंग। थर्टीन 12 3 1 0 9 0 8 0 7 0 6 0
9-3 half up for Sentinels to start this game, and I'm hoping for one thing. There's 3 of us here. Is there any 2G copers who can sell me a comeback on Haven? It's their map choice. It's their last game of stage 1.
Well, I would say based on that information, look, this is 2G's map choice, right? So they've got to be favored on it. Second of all, this is their last match of stage 1, so they've practiced all these other weeks to get ready for this moment.
Wyatt, your counterpoint?
घर को चले गए।
Oh, my counterpoint is that center up 9-3, and they're playing perfectly, and they're all shooting.
No, I've got it.
They're all shooting.
I've got it. No, they're not going to shoot anymore because Gobera is the GOAT of pistols.
Not him, but Askia. What is going on? Everyone is
Great
blind.
counter. You
Bang. Still taking the time to break the dart, and Sentinels stay even through that.
Bang's still looking for this.
Oh
They're
my
high-lowing
God.
and he's still killing
बड़ा
them.
कसम से रे।
Outrageous. They're going for more as well. LZ getting swung on. Bang. 3K
हटना
already.
हटना अरे हटना
Have I
अरे
ever
बहुत
met
जगह है अरे
anyone?
नई जगह है अरे
The
बहुत जगह है
aforementioned
नई जगह है
Gobera pistol
अरे
round hype up.
The Sentinels haven't killed him yet.
मजा आता है
In this
जब
half.
देखने लोग खेलते हैं
In
अरे
this
बहुत
half,
जगह है
yeah.
नई जगह
They
है
have killed him in the past.
I don't think they've killed him on the attacking side of Haven all year.
No. So how does he win this round?
He's going to have to land some shots.
Yep.
He doesn't have any tripwires to get kills with.
Unfortunately, he's
जा
going
रहे
to have
थे
to
तीन
deal
चिपक
with
चिपक के जा रहे रे।
Nere potentially droning and attacking him, and then a fault line into a recon.
Into
And a
full
flash
flash.
and a drone.
I mean, it's going to be somewhat difficult
And Bang
to
has
win this.
2
I'm going to be real.
smokes for the spike
इन्हें
and
लैंड
the
करा
long
इन्हें खुद
finishes
मरता रे
C.
मतलब
That's
तीनों
all
भाग
well
के
and
आते
good,
देखो
but also, they're kind of low HP. You asked for some
Yeah,
cope.
I
I mean, I like the way
Bang
he's
could get
moving right
spammed
now.
down. He can
We're
definitely
doing,
get spammed down.
we're doing a lot of clearing, good information. Gobera's going to
Hey,
know
मैं
they're
blend
coming in
करना
from
तीनों भाग लेके
CT
जाते।
after this, you'd imagine, if they come quick.
भाग लेके आते
Okay.
How does he reposition
Go back garage,
in
I
this
think.
moment? Is he going to go for the full
The
wrap? He's
issue
not
is
going to
if
get tagged by
they-
the drone.
If they get sight, put down a smoke, have someone stick. Oh, we need to kill
Hold on.
here.
Oh,
This is the
genius.
timing. They're holding around, getting watched, and can't even get a kill.
Those were the two lit up players too, but just could not connect even the body shots, sadly. And it's looking like this is going to be a wash for Sentinels, who continue to just play so well. I mean, obviously you don't have tons of utility to use on your pistol round, but regardless of that, they made the most of what they had with that C-long push. I love how they played that then fundamentally, that double up with Bang and John. He gets that first crazy kill spamming through the box, and then they just face together to get the second, put it in that 3v1. This is just looking so smooth, so effortless from them. I'm pretty impressed.
G aren't forcing.
Down 310.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Got the spike down. Could have made the choice.
1 HP.
Oh, that's so
every break too, Sentinels seem to be getting.
It's a great stun.
Stun again, stun.
He hit is stalled out. Paranoia now comes in, and John QT is just gonna feast here.
Yeah,
clean shots from Sentinels, flawless anti.
मेरी गार्डियन से आज तक एक किल नहीं है, सच में. वो स्टार्ट भी देख लो, आज तक एक किल भी नहीं करा.
I'm just sitting here hyping them up for. This hasn't been over a 20-minute game. 25-minute game, because they were just hitting, they were slamming sights on the target.
And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I feel like winning a map like this, if they can do this the second map too, like winning a series dominantly.
They're winning Toronto. I agree.
Not quite.
No, that's not where you're going. Oh, okay.
I was going more so that like. After kind of like some close games, having a bit of a lull at the beginning of stage 1, coming back from Bangkok, like just getting into playoffs with dominant stomp first seed, like that's just the dream for Sen.
No, I like my story better.
That they're winning Toronto?
Yeah.
I really
have a cube in your house.
No,
I'm not gonna lie, Robert gave me a cubert.
Yeah,
the one that I used to cast the other weekend.
Oh yeah,
I got to take that home.
Really?
Yes, today? What happened?
I want free things. I would take
Get this man a free thing!
No, genuinely, I'm going to take this back to something I said earlier, though.
Please.
If this Sen team is this good on Haven, that I truly believe has some pretty big implications for them making Toronto and going on a run in the playoffs, because I don't think there are any other teams that are like, we are the Haven team in the playoffs right now. Like I think all the other teams are certainly susceptible to losing to Sen playing like this.
Here's the execute for 2-2 though. Really their last chance. They cannot catch a break. Narrate gets a kill through the smoke, and another with nothing but a bulldog, shutting them down. And in the smoke again, Bang is here, stunned by his own teammate. Doesn't matter. He's trying to find a kill. Silence gets it back, and it's a 2v2 out of nowhere for 2G.
Great snappy shot from Silence, getting the spike down right now safely, and John doesn't have any util. Great kill.
Last player standing.
1v1. Stinger for Zelsis. He dips away. Shield up for another 5 or so seconds. Zelsis swings right into him. And Silence, 4 kills for the 4th round. But still, they lose every gun. Way too close for 2G, but you'll take what you can get.
I mean, yeah, at that point, it's just about getting round wins. And I think for Silence, that's a phenomenal round out of him, especially because the start of this was terrible from 2G, right? Narrate spam on the smoke into long. But Silence was able to get himself into backside, get a few kills, get the spike down. Taking this angle too, just really nice up against the Stinger. No wall pen on that gun, so there's no chance for Zelsis to trade.
Yeah, he just hard forces the angle, plays it at range, and the crosshair placement just like slightly to the right was perfect for how Zelsis swung that. And now has that kill contract that could win 2G an important round, a round worth 2 that would essentially win Sen the game. If they take it here, it would put 2G on an egregious buy.
Ooh, that stun is beautiful for your opening kill. Whoa. You couldn't see the second player.
They're perfect.
Okay, does Bang win the 1v1 in here, though, against the shield?
कितनी बार मरता है बांग से?
The man is infallible today.
Bangis. Bangis.
I don't know if it's too soon to say that, but he's 21-7, a 3.0 KD this game.
Bang का aim क्या है रे बाबा?
He's in position for it. He's the one who's going to take this fight.
Bang का खेलते ना बाबा. मारता इसको ही मारता पक्का मारता
नहीं
मारा मेरा नाम बदल मारता इसको ही मारता
get a kill but PXS hard clears him. The ace slips away.
No ace, no fun. But with these stuns coming in, there's no way 2G are getting able to turn that kill into anything.
Bang just outright wins them another round by being perfect with the aim, reading the situation. perfect spam angles. I mean, not so
GG's.
much aim, just
Easy.
intuition and awareness of
Too
where the
easy,
players
huh?
would be. Just gets 2 free ones.
15 minute ka match
The
guys.
maximum
15 minute.
nonchalance, like #1, he's holding up there too.
Dude, if I hit a 3K like that and got the kill in the ISO,
कितनी बार
I
मारा
would be
रे
so
उसको?
chalant.
Maxchalant?
I would be for sure
Yeah.
maximum chalant.
Yeah, I get that.
वही
But
इधर
you've
भी
never
लिखा
won a
था
1v1 inside an ISO 1 before. And
I
you're
love
usually on
seconds.
ISO.
I'm not on ISO. I don't like the agent. This is just slander.
Where's the tape? You can't prove yourself innocent.
Kill of cutie.
I think this is a good choice of a time for a timeout, considering if
is me,
2G
yo.
lose this round, they lose the map.
That's
Yes.
a really good
Yes.
point, Wyatt.
We really got
Have you
together
coached before?
the finest analytical
No,
minds.
but you know, I might be open to
Do
it.
you think since we're wearing the suit today, one of us could walk in and just pretend to be a coach?
Just start
for
racing
LPL?
behind one
So-
of the teams.
Or
Maybe
even
we'll
remember, like, a lot of the coaches wear suits.
Do they? I mean, Kaplan, no. He's in
No.
a jersey.
Wait, who wears a suit?
Yeah.
America's?
Psycho? But he doesn't
Yeah, but
coach
he doesn't- he
Valorant
hasn't
anymore,
coached in
but
2
he did.
years. Dude, when I
Bang
walk
my
into
God.
Champions Istanbul 2022 wearing
Anshu
this
my
suit,
goat
let me
लिखो
tell
भाई.
you, I'm going to be
Anshu is a
coaching
goat
XZ.
लिखो. चुपचाप.
Wait, we have Twitch chat on the screen.
Yeah, we got this yesterday. Bang, so good.
I mean,
That's what they're
Soul
saying.
G 1997 is correct.
Anshu is
I
goat
agree.
लिखो ना कोई.
I mean, again,
Anshu
I
is the best
agree.
streamer
He
लिख
is
दो यार
shooting.
He
please.
is shooting.
तुम ना
Yeah.
बैगन ऐसा कर लेते बड़ा
Any- any-
Shout out, keep it. Wait, you're listening muted? Was that icon? It was the mute. Eggsy,
They couldn't listen to you, Chris.
you're not very chill, Eggsy. Don't like you.
I mean, they're
And you
not
know
even
what?
hearing this.
They can't hear it.
They don't even
I
hear
can
this.
talk all I want about Eggsy and how they stink.
Yapping into the void. A lot of damage on Tosca there in Garage.
कहीं को तुम
Yeah,
सुना
4
होगा
SMGs,
फिर
by the
से
way,
गए।
for 2G.
बोलने वाला रे पूरा आएगा
Restingers,
लौड़ा मार।
Oskia low as hell already as they're trying to get into Garage against a fairly passively positioned Sentinels. They are happy to take some long-range duels.
शौक लगते रहता है रे पाँव पर रख के बैठता आए आए बोली शिशु हॉल की सी मस्ती आय
2G have really taken their time trying to explore into Garage here. The second is position on both
Nice.
long angles.
my team
That
sorry
feels like the nail in the coffin. They're going to be executing into the site with 0 smokes.
GG's
All good. A little dart bait, not too bad, but Zekin's still moving. And Zekin's
Tariq
just
kaisa
mowing them
marta hai.
down.
Spraying through the teammate. Now the Omen ult.
Let's
That's
go!
here
Yes,
too, but
yes,
Zekin might not need
yes.
help. Ult pop, but his ace gets
let's go
stolen.
second brother
13-4.
second brother
Sentinels. A banging opening here
hell brother
on
second
Haven.
bro
It wasn't their map pick, but they are still dominant.
Nice one.
That was a stunner. That might be,
GG
or
guys.
is at least one of them.
GG
Trying to
guys.
rack my brain. The most dominant Sentinel wins so far in Stage 1, if not the most. It looks like they never gave 2G a chance. They didn't ease up whatsoever in terms of the aim. The executes
you.
on the attack side were flawless. Every single piece of utility showed clear intention and was capitalized off of. That was just a crazy good win.
Bang 22-8 to end the game. Zekin 20-17 right behind him. Those two were
27.
outstanding.
Sorry, you just slandered Zekin. Only 7 deaths.
My bad.
On that guy. And like his entry pattern, like his stuns were always finding their mark. The follow-up util, whether it was a paranoid or fault line like you've been talking about, Wyatt, always there for Sen.
Yep, several moments where there are players trying to trade onto Bang and they just can't. Just aimbots to the next player. All these clips, it's insane. The reactions to make those flicks.
It was a really outstanding map one for Sentinels. They take the lead in the series, but 2G, they have a chance to rally back as we head to Sentinels home turf in map 2.
nicely, but bang from behind. So will he grab the 4 for the 1v1? What a beast!
Ele consegue levar o Caio. Boa! Pega dois jogadores, o LZ indo. LZ com muita mira. LZ!
Kaplan, I got to ask you before you head into map 2, even the casters were saying it, it's one of the more dominant games we saw in a series. What was the plan of attack coming into today?
Yeah, just mostly play our game. To be honest, didn't expect them to pick Haven, but we were happy about it. We had an idea that they might play that comp because it's what they did last, and we just talked general stuff about, you know, how do we want to play against that comp. Gunter had some incredible detailed anti, which I won't reveal, but it really paid off big time, and I think the guys look really comfortable first time playing in this this stage, and yeah, just happy with how it's going.
Awesome, good luck in map 2.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, like this, I understand people need some tactile.
Poor Daniel!
What is happening?
What are you doing to Dan, bro? Poor eyes, man!
Is that? Okay, listen.
I'm surprised the stitches are still
Don't
on
knock
this.
it. Don't knock it till you try it. Just give it a good. It does feel nice. You should cup yourself a little Dan to it. It's like generally Wyatt. How dare you? No, I see where Wyatt is coming from. I'm here for it. I'm also here, of course, for a dominant showing from Sentinels, and it was like obviously the compositions looking different there. G2, 2G rather, they're coming in swinging, hoping to hit those shots, but for Sentinels, it was all about those beautiful executions, those beautiful setups.
Yeah, no, literally, every single time they exit the site, there was like 3 different spots that were stunned, setting up Zekin for success to get those easy kills.
Yeah, actually, if we were looking at it, and I like what Kappa was mentioning with Rivington when, you know, Gunter found some cool little antis to play. I don't know necessarily what it could be, but if you're looking at this game, they had great opportunities to execute with a lot of utility against like a one player on site. So allowing Zekin to, you know, do his job, get the first entry, but as soon as he wins that duel, the amount of times that he just stays inside the site and capitalizes on more kills, because it almost seems like the rest of 2G had no choice but to try to play a flood retake and to try to find some sort of like off timing because of the composition that they had. They just didn't have a chance to walk back into the site here for 2G.
I mean, their composition is all about fighting. They're running that double duelist, but it's hard when you're going up against a team like Sentinels where all 5 of them are aimers. They can aim. You're just dry swinging into them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you saw it in the Gulag as well. Science did whatever he could, right? In the 1v1s, you're playing against Narrate, and we hyped up Narrate so many times, but he didn't really have to pop up as much because Zekit, again, was doing everything. But when he did, easy fight in the ISO Gulag. We miss GB.
He's always with us. Yeah, he's with us in our hearts, and also apparently right there. Those things are actually really disturbing. Also, of course, disturbing if you're in the receiving end of those sharp shooters from Sentinels. Zekin got set up so nicely. He had a phenomenal performance. He's just like, sure.
Dude, he's still got his
Leave me alone. I got a job to do.
Exactly. I haven't won the series yet. We still have to open things up. But again, we have a chance here to see the highlights of what we're talking about this time in the POV of Zekin.
Wekin? Well, I don't understand. Someone explain like I'm 5.
W winning?
Wekin?
Oh, like a dot. Oh.
Yeah. Zekin. He's wicked. But yeah, this is what we're talking about, right? Like, look at him always inside the spawn. So when you're trying to move back into the retakes, and you're looking at the comp that you currently have here, when they've always also shut down Asuka in the very beginning of these rounds, what flashes do you really have for a retake for the side of 2G? So Zekin could just hold that. He has mini gulags inside the smokes, and he's just winning them all.
No, and he's constantly pushing everything, even when there's no util for him to like really bounce off of. He's just that confident.
Yeah.
He's confident in himself and in his team, of course, to have his back. That's, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. That's real friendship right there. And we hope that's something that will carry the opposition towards maybe a map victory here. Let's hear what Coach Faith has to say ahead of map 2.
I am here with Faith before map 2. Looking at how strong Sentinels was in that game 1, how do you reset and what are you looking for from the team in map 2?
Oh, it's more about us. We had like a lot of problems in Pro before, and we managed to fix a lot of things since the last game against Crew, so we are fine now. We're gonna be good.
All right, can't wait to see the changes. Good luck on the map.
Oh no. Oh no, he's back to the we're fine, it's fine. I heard this before, that was literally in the first match, like it's fine, it's fine. I don't know if it's going to be an uphill battle. We're heading to Pearl. This is Sentinels map pick, it's their home ground now. Obviously they're playing a good record. We've seen 2G on this map as well, a little less successful.
Ups and downs for sure, but mostly down on the last time, and I think that was against Crew if I'm not mistaken, but just as the coach mentioned, they've fixed things up and hopefully it's going to get better. But remember, when we started this game, I was saying maybe the map veto would be good for 2G if they could switch things out and bring maps where they could maximize a jet. Haven, you could have done it. You brought out a Yoru because you're trying to play the Fnatic comp that you're used to. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. This time, you also have, once again, the opportunity to do it, but they're also still playing a Yoru on that comp the last time they played in the last 2 times, rather. So hopefully, we're going to see a little bit more changes or something that would activate Asuka a little bit more, because if you're going head-to-head against these duels on paper, everybody's winning against 2G so far for Sentinels.
Absolutely. Well, we'll find out if they can bring it back or if Sentinels can close this one out. It's their map pick. Pearl is coming up right after the short break.
Gives you wings.
Start again, my match. Amma ki kirkiri, amma ki kirkiri, amma ki kirkiri. Starting. Omelette खा रे కొత్త లెన్స్ వస్తుంది నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి मैं है स्टार्ट करो भाई चलो लेट्स गो
Welcome back to VCT Americas. Map 1 dominant for Sentinels. They're up 1-0 in this series and keeping their chances of a #1 seed in the group alive. I'm super serious, and we're back here with the Criminal against Stuffed Penguins, Wyatt and Christy. Sentinels heading into their map choice now of Pearl and picking into the same composition.
Yeah, a riveting one here, mirror matchup between the two teams. Honestly, if Sentinels play Pearl anything like they were playing on Haven, this is going to be a quick one. But we'll see what 2G can have in store for us here. Gobera off of the Sentinel role on the Tejo, maybe a little bit more active fighting with the pack.
I'm looking at Silence again. I kind of pointed him out on map 1 because I don't think his duelist so far in stage 1 has been as good as it looked when this team was qualifying through Ascension, where he was taking over games consistently. It's actually been the Vice, where he's been at his best. I love his play on the defense side around this agent. It's really stood out to me as his best moment. So maybe he can be the catalyst of, I mean, an upset's a tough ask, I'm gonna be real, but maybe they can keep this one close. Maybe they can have a nice, close, competitive game against the Sentinels team.
It's your defense?
Yeah.
You were looking at me and...
No, I love how you were like, you were selling me, and I was starting to believe him, like, okay, you're right, Silence has been really good on the Vice, and then you just eased off the gas a little bit towards
because
the
I
end.
stopped believing in myself.
Yeah, you tried to maintain your credibility. Well,
we'll see. Guys.
Why are you handing me a water?
Attacking map.
we're being attacked by Van Silly. Get Van Silly out of here!
You're a nice guy.
Guys, we're in the game. We're in the game.
Just
I appreciate it, Vans,
ridiculous.
He's being kind.
This is a serious moment.
Please. Talk me through it then, why?
So they're droning.
A first seed on the line.
Oh, right, yeah.
The narrative.
Should we remind people?
The big thing.
All right, they're set up for a split into the A side here for 2G, 3 and 2. Narrate. Don't want to police things over here. A pretty passive buy setup, all things considered, from Sentinels. Like they're just looking to play into the retake here.
Yeah, going for a quick retake. Those two players walking through double doors here to pinch back into Art. Though not going to help if Narrate and your site anchors are just dead.
Husky, a good 2 big kills already. So it basically comes down to this push to Art, the flash. It's excellent. Out of Zekin, gets at least 1 kill, but that player gets away. LC's going to be a big problem later in this round. That's even if Sentinels can get back into the site.
He's a bit far, so LC's going to have to catch him. Nice timing, and especially now, super winnable for Sen.
Aster pull early.
Look at where John is.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, that Art fight for John is perfect. Zekin,
when I
3K
when I trust them.
I mean, that round, don't forget, that started off as a 5v3 in 2G's favor.
It's in those final moments where the 2G players just all get separated from each other. Like, yes, they have some crossfires to some extent, but they weren't able to play off each other. Whomever that was in dugout, and then they have the cross from main, but is Zekin able to just pick that apart? That's a rough opening.
Yeah.
That's quite deflating.
Just the fact that John chooses to take that off angle.
Come on!
He was so aware.
Come on,
so aware in that situation that LZ was going to be on the slow rat back.
And 2G only purchased 1 Sheriff this round. I mean, at least in map number 1, they started getting that pistol round win, made it feel like it could maybe be close, got 1 early rifle round. The Sentinels are just back on the horse immediately.
So 2G's credit here, like Oskia picking up the orb there over in B main, getting a few kills in the last round. Like, we're looking at a situation where round 3 even. Both our Yoros could have ults online. Round 3-4 for sure. That's what I want to see 2G playing better around. I was pretty disappointed how they were playing around their ults and that first half of Haven especially. That's got to be locked in.
Now I do want to know that 2G have taken their time getting back over towards A main, waiting for that teleport, the gate crash to actually expire if Zekin was pushed up here. So he's just forced to retreat. He didn't have a getaway.
But he's replaced his gate crash. Oh, it's 1 bullet, 1 kill.
Calling the pullback star there as well. Like, come on.
कौन सा अस्त्र का था वो भी नहीं मालूम चलता रे
बस work from Zekin. And now they're going to walk through this smoke. Hello, John QT. Turns the flash. There's 1. And no more.
पुल की चला तो उसको ही मार देता था मैंने.
God is back. Sentinels should be able to clean this one up
पुल
nice
की
and easy.
Yeah, nice and easy. Just about sums it up.
I swear that position that John is playing in when you took close against the smoke in main there gets so much value. It never gets hard played. Like, you're only kind of getting unlocked if someone is facing forward and pushes through exactly
if they, like, literally
wide
run into you and like feeling that, like, let me spam this.
Yeah, I swear this position has been getting so much value since Pearl's been back.
And for sure you see it on Pearl, but I think you'll see that similar spots can appear on a lot of sites in Valorant too, where especially if that smoke is just blooming out a little bit into the site,
is that
very easy to...
That is Ben Affleck.
Wait, what?
The producers just told me that was Ben Affleck.
I was going to say, it looked like it. Was that actually? Okay.
Random?
Okay. Cool.
मेरे omelet कोई भी नहीं बनाता है.
Ben Affleck
he was a chance LA.
जिस दिन मेरे
I don't think any of Ben's movies appeared on Cap's top.
You didn't see The Accountant?
Hey, I saw The Accountant.
Oh, I actually think what it is, I forget who I was talking to. Champs LA 2023. I'm gonna yap after this kill happens because it's a little weird. But his son, I believe, is a pretty big fan of Valorant, so has like dragged him to multiple Valorant events, and I imagine the Sentinels watch party is no different.
Well, you say getting dragged to Valorant events like it's a bad thing, like you wouldn't just want to be there.
Well, I imagine most fathers aren't as into esports as their children, but might be supportive. But I don't know, maybe he loves it.
Hey, Vans is more into Valorant than his child.
That is true. His child's also like 3. I don't even battle.
I stand my case.
Sure.
2G are trying to pivot back towards mid now after unfortunately losing 1 with the early link pressure. Sen have pushed all the way out of B and
30 seconds
Zekin really clear link in. Well, not in entirety because that dimensional drift was expiring, but Sen for the most part sacked up towards A. Looking to get some kind of spam kill through.
Really similar to the pistol round. Sen just playing for the
15 seconds.
they'll have time to get it down as long as there's no more stall, but there's a lot of players here. Surely there's a swing coming. Narrate doesn't deny the
Shit.
Still a 5v3, and now this push from Zelsis. Oh, LZ has to get this fight, and he does, keeping 2G in the round.
Oh my god, what a shot from Zek and Silence, trying to swing off the Arc Rose to no avail.
And it's just a stinger for Narrate to try and run this down. Only LZ, 17 health, a classic in his face. 2 players ready to swing in, and it's only 1-for-1. A nice attempt from LZ, but it's Sentinels winning the bonus round. Guys, the protocols on these A retakes have looked so clean in both rounds. We've seen it now.
Yeah, we're already into looking like back-to-back maps where Sen are just deciding to be flawless today. This has been a 40-minute Krispy Kreme glaze session of this team. They are perfect. Like, everyone is shooting. The retakes are so good.
I don't think that's one of our sponsor segments, Riot.
Maybe we could sell that, though. I don't know.
Wow. I don't know if you'll be putting on this headset again.
Man, it's rough out here. Full light armors, and Zekin's gonna go for the Outlaw too to punish it.
You are right though, it has been ridiculously clean for Sentinels. That's exactly what you want from heading towards playoffs.
Yeah, it is. You mentioned it on the first map, but it's true. I feel like people forgot about these guys because they're just in the group that doesn't have G2, MIBR, and C9. But after that one loss to Crew in week 2, where Crew were the team that were just never missing, they've been very on point.
NA fans, you must remember, Group Alpha is more than just the misery
dungeon
400 Thieves fans to mope about things going wrong. Even though they're making playoffs, and I think they're still in the running to maybe even make #1 seed.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather be in
well,
Alpha
actually,
group
they would have
than
needed
Omega.
this game to go differently, so.
Yeah, Sen are about to be in the position where they're relying on 100 Thieves to win their game so Sen can get the first seed.
This is so funny. That ult is good. Tags all 3 members who were over here. 2G's gonna try and pass B for the first time.
They're still going into 2 players.
B पे हमारा
Zekken B पे
हमारे कौन है?
Zelsis to work off of.
Bang bhai.
Also Bang. I think you can get into a great little crossfire here. Missiles into backside will force them off the angle, but the counter pull from the Astra stalls it out completely.
What a shot from Bang. He was really incredible. Map #1 doesn't look to slow down here either. Taken down though.
Let's go.
As the Sentinels players flood in and
Let's go.
Running out of time.
Let's go.
Running out of
Ab
chances
kuch jaate.
and running out of any opportunity to win this round.
They play that perfectly in terms of just cycling the players that are taking the fights, running in, Zekken picking up that angle lower, Narrate fighting close, and then John is just kind of biding his time, waiting for that moment where the spike is going to have to be forced down, sprints in through upper. I mean, look at the clock right now. There's just no time for 2G to actually capitalize.
The clock's an issue, and with Sentinels rotating in, it's not going to be one. But I was a little bit impressed that 2G managed to find a few of those opening kills, like the LZ kill from down long, double jumping out of the smoke from street, and still being able to like trade out 1-for-1 there on a low buy. Not the end of the world, but what I'm looking at now for 2G as they call a timeout is we've got a Nightfall. Oski has got the Yorwolf, the Cosmic Divide for the Astra. Like everything has to come together. This is a round where again they're buying down to nothing. They have to use these ults and win a round, or we're gonna see the same thing that happened on Haven, which is that Snowball getting out of control with their econ.
If they lose this round, the Ultimates 2G will be flattened into a 2-dimensional state by Sentinels, and this half is basically over. They need to win this right now.
Win condition, stay 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
For real. They have the dimensional drift. If they want to do a safe Cosmic Divide kind of plant over towards B where the dimensional drift clears people out, cool, and then they have a Nightfall for the post plant. They're going to have the Gravels to play around. They're going to have the Tejo missiles. That's a pretty clear option. And hell, even if Silence gets a kill, he gets the plant, they get another ult online. I mean, they've got plenty to play around.
So what you're saying is don't lose this round.
I would advise that they win this for sure. And hopefully their coach told them that as well during the timeout.
Well, right now Sentinels are pushing 3 players down long. That's where the spike is. There's a mad dash from Gobert to try and help out LZ, but Sentinels are fighting through this smoke. They could just isolate the spike right now, take that out of their hands. Good fight from LZ. And Sentinels do fall back now, 2G with the numbers advantage.
Oski is clearing out the majority of this A site. Good. Hot back there to pressure Zelsis, but Flash Up Musket is just going to have to get out of that ultimate on default, tuck into a safe position.
Sen is going to beat the spike here. They have 3 players ready to play Flood retake. But the ult's going in, that'll keep them at bay for a little longer and should at least buy space for this plant to come in.
They've committed all of their ultimates to get into this site, but it's Silence who is able to get that one orb, so they will at least have the Steel Garden to pop during the retake, force Sen into some awkward positions, try and take their guns away.
Here's Askia, stuck in, TP'd out, but seconds too quick for him. And suddenly
You're good for nothing, Baba.
Shoot away from the site.
And 2G have no one in arc. Goodwall from Sentinel says there's really not many angles for them to be playing. Yeah, the Thorns is going to stall, but all those players dodged it.
3 of them keep the guns. Narrate as well. The ult does nothing. And now into the retake we go. Tap early on the spike. Ready for a fight into main. This is going to be make or break for 2G. The round that they need to win. Unequivocally, a flank coming in, trying to block on the pull, but it doesn't work. PXS chooses a good timing for 1, for 2. Incredible to pull off the rounds. 2G, they get the one they needed.
Damn, that was so snappy from PXS. It was that exact timing. You could see it from, I didn't see whose point of view that was on Sentinels, but you're like, no, they're about to turn! And he's just swinging at that exact moment through Ard. Well, 2G, they used all 4 ults that they had, but they converted the round. They stave off their economy being completely reduced to nothing, so, hey, well worth it.
They avoid the commemorative penny machine for another round.
Man. PXS having to push through the wall there. That's why Sentinels are turning around. Makes it that much more impressive. Now Zekken stepping behind this pullback star. Going to teleport into backside quickly. Sentinels also did into A lobby too, so securing the orb into Bang, holding on to that territory.
ये लोग रोटेट कर रहे हैं, एक रोटेट कर रहे हैं. ए पे तो अपने बांग भाई ये बांग भाई सीधा टांग टांग
Bang has been inserted over there in main, so we'll see if he can find an opportunity to maybe get a kill through one of those nebulas, retreat, otherwise he's going to be overwhelmed.
He's used 4 stars for this forward control.
Alright, first one up, he's down. Bang still here, a pull ready to go, nice pull around on the aim to get one kill, but the suck pulls the player out of his vision and he can't swing back in for another. Ultimate, getting invested with Zen, it won't really do anything but expect this hit into the A site.
Yeah, a bit of a botched fight up there in A main from Sentinels. And Gobera getting the spam shot too.
That gets his Armageddon online, by the way.
They might not even need it. It's a 4v2. Zelsis could be a problem, but Thorns blocks him off for now. And that's a kill onto John QT. 2G. This round has been very clean from them. Win out the A main fight. An easy take on the site. And that's their second on the board.
You could double face it on account of several rounds ago when Sen were winning the rounds, they weren't surviving with too many players, and I feel like this might be the first time in this entire series.
No, it's literally the first 2 rifle rounds they've won in a row.
Oh, yeah, and that they've got Sen on an eco, aside from when they won the pistol the first round of this series. They're actually finally putting some economic pressure on the team who are trying to win this out and get into that first seed.
This round might come down just to a B bloodbath. Sentinels pushing down there. 2G also will look like they want to do a fast one. There's 3 sheriffs in Sen's hands. Find some openers here, reclaim the guns.
5 players here. Missiles, every bit of util going both ways. Haunter only caught 1. 2G are getting a little suspicious something up is here. Something that they don't want to risk too much into.
I like this. Just allowing Sen to walk into them. John danger on that jump spot.
Here comes the util yet again. Askia has to run and they lose one to the Sheriff of Zekken.
There's a flash stun combo coming through between Yoru and Teho there from Sentinels. That'll also be that gun getting abandoned by 2G, and sure, they're going to have a plant to work with. Gobera will have the ultimate in the post, but Sentinels might actually try to tap back in to a dimensional drift if they want to win this one out.
That was a really excellent util combo, and also Zekken has got here really quick. Can he find a second kill? He can! He is in elite form today.
Gun has everything a Yoru could want. A gun, the ultimate, a gate crash ready to go, and the clone prime too. It's good info. Spotting 2 over towards that. For the kill as well. Pops out, what is going on? He didn't spot LZ, and now it gets weird. 2G take back some semblance of
but they can't get the spike.
Yeah, the wall up in their face. Util flying every which way, and Zelsis finally gets onto it.
Yeah, and they couldn't get through the wall because of the Thorns that were down. They haven't even gotten to half Sen.
They're fighting through 2G. It's
Let's go!
Yes! In the smoke! Bang! How's he won that round?
Just insane. Sentinels dip every
Saleh!
just about to win that out. It starts with a great little util combo on B long, but in the post plant, forcing those players to just go through that mad dash to the Astro Wall, that secures them the round.
Yeah, it was this nice setup here, and then also it just comes down to, yet again, Zekken and Bang individually are going crazy today. They are white hot and simply not missing. I mean, Zekken just getting that second duel over towards dugout off that fast rotate from the gate crash, wins that out, gets him in the 5v3. It's crazy.
That was crazy. Is that Gobert doing friendly fire on Husky?
Maybe a little. I don't know if that works in this game.
They've exploited a lack of presence from Sen over here on this B-side link. They're working towards a split into the site. Eventually they're going to walk into this sheer wall though.
But if they just push it together, they're already going to be super close and just be able to pop out.
Yeah, they will be slowed down though. Zelsys rather does have the vines over here. Yeah, that thorn is ready to be popped.
But that ult is good into back haul. Bang has to go running.
Only one person got in front of the wall, by the way.
Where's the follow-up? Here they go. TP in, but the Bang position could be great. Nah, Husky has got control of this side.
Yeah, and that wall just being so shallow, the trip, to be specific from Zelsys, allowed 2G to set up a free B split with both anchors caught in the middle of the site. They're pinched from both sides. Frankly, kind of a weak setup for Sen that was fully exploited by 2G's positioning.
Yeah, Sen aren't really going to try and play the round. Zekken stopped on this wall now.
Yeah, their economy is still pretty bad. At this point, they just have to save, and they'd be happy with some damage on the 2G. Neither team is really out of the woods as far as the money goes.
Are they really going to bring the whole squad?
तुम
इधर खूब
खुले में चौरस्ते पे भाग रहे गम 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 करके
चौरस्ता है वो चौरस्ता The voices are back.
They're in your walls.
ये आगे बोलते हैं कि ना बकट लगे बैठे हैं.
Taking a live look at Potter. Oh, he's fishing. Come on.
Okay. Plus 2.
भाई 2G से मत हारो यार.
Thank you. We'll take that.
2 Game Esports. Nice name.
Something tells me we either have a tech or a timeout. There we go.
The first one that Kaplan's
Kaplan has been straight up chilling until this moment.
Yes, brother.
Damn, I gotta start working. I gotta get paid for my job today.
How's young man Kubert doing?
So, by the way, the double fade is what masks the teleport audio coming in there. That's why no one's turning around to deal with him. Also, the other players in front of their screen.
Ospas has really influenced a generation.
Ospas.
No offense in it, but he's not full committed. He's not reclined all the way. I know that chair goes back far.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it goes all the way 180 degrees.
It's like a 50% recline, but I still respect it.
That's why it's only 50% of all
W.
It is true.
I'm also not sure if like chewing gum is part of like typical meditative practices.
I think a lot of pros chew gum. Like I think the like first Val Pro I think that was really big on it was Crashies. I've asked him like I think twice, and he's like he will not tell what kind of gum he chews. I think it's like a superstition thing.
Okay. He's into that stuff. Yeah. Maybe it's the same gum he's been chewing for years.
I wonder if they have the gum in Berlin now that he's playing in Europe.
Oh man.
Maybe buy it. Maybe he's shipping it in. All right, 5-2-3 though. We're back into this game. 2G showing some signs of life, but Sen have a rifle rounds and some key ults online.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. They've got the Nightfall and Steel Garden coming back into this. Still, as we were mentioning at the end of the last round, their economy not looking good. So this is crucial one for them to win out as 2G are slowly postured towards A main, expecting some kind of aggressive look. It's not going to come. Going to clear out back to the team in A main.
Straightforward clear of backside while the team pushes on through, and they can get out of the smoke no problem. It's a pretty effective use of the ult there. Thorn's going to be a bit annoying, especially with those missiles too.
But they didn't hold on to Art, and there's already a reclear coming in from Sentinels. Drone into that space. Here comes the ultimate.
Wow, connects onto 3 players who are trying to wrap into Art right now.
3 positions at Zekken. Wow, that adjustment is plenty out of Zekken. First tap coming onto the spike. Narrate is holding this one down. Can't quite get it halfway thanks to the Astro Pull. 2G keep the situation contained for now, but they're down in numbers at this point in the round, and someone has to step up and stop Bang. If he's holding, he's sticking.
Let's go!
And no one's there to deny him. Oscar gets the kills.
Bros, don't fake, baby.
But the round, it goes to Sen.
Sheeran kabhi bhi for 2G. Even back to the pistol round, they're playing so consistently off the site itself, which makes sense, right? There's good retake ults coming in from Sentinels, but it means that Sen are putting pressure on the spike, tapping it, diffusing it, pulling utility so early on into the retake process.
Main wala marna tha
it's making it fairly simple for Sen to get back in.
Yeah, that is really the key, right? When you're going up against this
angle marna hai main wale ko. Udhar wale maar
rahe so obnoxious to retake against. You know you're losing time because of the stars and the missiles, and you have to work with pace, and they've been able to do that. You have those early taps.
Yeah, I think you almost need to leave Oskia back on the site to force Sen to spend more time using utility to clear it out, then you can teleport away. Instead of just fully abandoning the site.
I think the issue was because the Nightfall was coming in, their like reaction was to try and push into art.
Yeah. I think there's other things too though. Instead of like falling back to art, you could have chosen to like fight deeper into secret as well.
Sure.
It's like you fight forward
like getting into the smokes instead of falling all the way back.
Exactly, like fight them before they get those ults off even. But again, because of all the utility of the thorns, the double missiles coming in, stalling the plant, I don't think 2G were ever in a comfortable position to go.
Alright, so a stealth drone was just thrown out by Gobera over towards B, trying to feign that 2G could be trying to, attempt to push up on that side of the map, but in reality, they just want to split through art. Trigger the wall, Narrate getting traded out, but it's Celsius with that backstab. Nice snap from LZ, shut down by Bang. Trade's going the way of Sentinels.
Every single fight that round was just traded instantly from both teams.
3v2.
Unfortunately for 2G, it's Sentinels that come out one better through the trades. And they're in a great position to flood A.
Line's going to go down to slow up Sentinels from attempting to flood in off that spike tap, and now 2G, how are they going to position against this? Gobera is blind, but what a shot.
It's good to start 2v2, but now he's alone. Missiles push him all the way back into main, and he won't have missiles of his own for another 20 seconds. Sen take their time. John on the jiggle. Second positioning to double swing. Gobera out wide, and the swing's good.
Dono bhai. Dono to bhai.
Now they've reaffirmed control on Pearl.
Able to just maintain control on that A site during the retakes. They've been so good in these situations multiple times now. I like the idea from 2G. But it was like you mentioned earlier in the round, Christy, the trades that came in from Sen were just lightning fast. You had Bang swinging to pick up that final one on default, and that's where they get the significant advantage in the round, that they can just position back, allow the tap, or allow the spike to be planted, and then from there play with the man advantage retake. Textbook, easy. They continue to make this game look quite simple today.
This round's probably going to hinge on 2G's trying to get orb control for the Vise ult. Sentinels putting up a bit of a fight here, but not in front of those missiles. Good tag leads to, could have been a kill.
93.
LZ posted up right now towards B, trying to ensure the North from Sentinels has gotten too much space. Is going to be spotted out briefly by Zekin. So brief that he didn't even have time to get a shot off in that moment. Again, it's like 2G. They want to show presence over towards B, and they just want to keep hard forcing these A hits.
Zekin's position means that he's pretty aware of how heavy presence is on A. Narrate's getting ahead of the util. Flashed up, and Atsuki perfect on the follow through. Gets an advantage, gets a post plant yet again. We've seen this round many times before.
This time I want to see 2G play aggro on site. Zekin and Bang have their ults, and it's a bit of a trade back and forth.
Spike's still not down, finally. They're going to try and get that plant through.
2G are falling to play off site once again. This sets up Sentinels to play just for the Cosmic Divide, just like last time.
After all, Zekin even has an ult, but I don't think they're going to need it in this situation. 2G. Good timing on the Thorns, the ult coming in as well, and this is going to push Sen all the way back to try and keep their weapons.
2 players dodge it.
That's true. Now the fight through. Goes 1 for 1, but time is being caught. That's critical. Reposition Church for Gobera with the missiles at his feet and Bang ready. Still, this Cosmic Divide is up. Now it falls, but the smoke. John QT ready to block. Can he block? Can he hold? No! Pulled just a little too wide. And time, he's pulling, but the spray is there. And 2G narrowly win the post plant.
John just trying to body block that so Bang wouldn't take the damage. Man, if the initial body block worked so Bang didn't get off the spike, that was about to be a free win. Just comes down to that. I do like, prior to that moment though, how 2G were proactive at swinging through that cosmic divide together while Sen were pushing forward. That was a really pivotal moment for them, and being able to win this out finally on an A retake situation.
Yeah, that's the clear difference, right? It's using the Visult in response to the Cosmic Divide coming down. It's Gobera getting in the corner, the push on in from Silence too. And how to come within touching distance here. Get a 5th round on the board. 2G are looking at a few stingers on the other side.
This might be our first just straight up B hit of the half. Askia clears through, spots out the Thorns team. We'll try and spam that one down off of it. And again, it's gonna be a retake here. And again, it's Askia to get an opener. He's been so good.
And that's Zelsis, the ultimate taken out of the picture on the Vise. Just Zekin now to get back in.
Gobera has
oh my god! That was an execution!
Yeah, Gobera. Too precise. The ult's coming in. Sen following up towards backside and rallying back with kills. Zekin, a stun target ahead of him. Shorty in hand. Oh my god, no matter the gun. You know he can do it. But Silence, a tougher task, 1v2 in the stinger!
When Zekin is there,
that's
why
the
don't
gun
you
to win
fear,
it.
bro?
You just can't get the adjustment onto Zekin. How did the Sentinels team find so much success though trading out back home?
Was that John that was trying to plant the spike and just Guardian one-taps the guy? Or sorry, that was on the 2G side. That was wild. And they still lose.
It feels like they did so much more right this half, but it still ends 8-4.
Oh my god.
It's a 5v3 and they lose it.
With the pistol round, remember, was also a 5v3 they lost.
They're just playing around that dimensional drift so well, despite being at such a significant disadvantage. Finding those kills and alls.
Bang happy about it. Closer rounds for 2G, but they're still down 8-4 as we head to halftime.
That brother name, bro, who's playing Tejo? Nice shot.
Red Bull gives you wings.
1 minute. फुट रेस भी है रेस को. गाइस मेकअप खरीदूंगा गाइस ऐसा. ये चाहिए रे मेरे को. ये मतलब यही प्यारा है रे गाइस. इस पे तुम लोग कुछ भी करो, ऐसे ऐसे करो, कुछ भी करो.
Well, Sentinels up 8-4 at the half again, looking to pull through another dominant half and ensure their chances of being the #1 seed out of Alpha stay alive. For 2G though, more fight from them this game.
Yeah, definitely. They're looking pretty good. Credit to Askia, who's been finding a lot of nice entry kills. Maybe too little too late, but they finally adjusted to Sen's retakes over on A. We're able to capitalize off of a hit late there. Unfortunately though, Sen, they're still winning out a ton of rounds, aside from just their A retakes being really good because individually they're nasty at the moment.
Tough thing is, even with men in scoring position in these 5v3 rounds, it's still been slipping away from
That's crazy work. It's a baseball thing, you wouldn't get a Wyatt. But now, in the bottom of the 9th, 2G have to come up with something.
Second round map 3 would be more.
It's more like the 6th, right? Something like that.
No, map 3, I consider map 3 overtime.
8 से जा रहे first round.
Extra innings, yeah. Because it's going into it only if there's a tie. I make the rules here, by the way.
John Baseball over here.
PS5? तू गया PS5?
Oh, this rotate from PXS going all the way back deep. I was thinking for a second maybe LZ is a bit on his own towards A, but he'll be able to make it back in time with a little bit of stall.
Now after that center try. Oh my god, what now? That's not,
it's a run and gun. He's still playing Neon. You think he's playing Yoru?
Don't think the game was intended to be played that way.
Wasn't ready for Zekin.
Well,
tough way to start the pistol for 2G.
Center gonna fall off. They're gonna have a pull for the post, plant the Tejo missiles too. 2G need to get on this spike quickly and start pulling out that util.
There's a moment they're finally able to tap, which baits out the first grab well.
Pulling them in.
Okay,
oh dear.
Favorable for Sen again. They're just doing so well in every one of these team fights. Swinging together, always a player ready to trade, always the next layer of this post-line. Oh my god. That round felt like an execution.
It's so flawless. It is a little absurd that Zekin gets that first kill fully sprinting. Send that to the devs. But then after that,
it gets worse because then there's after the running gun.
Oh my god.
There's then 2 kills just that kill and then this kill through smoke. Then there's this where.
I do like how John played that situation though. Like he kind of baits out the fight, and then Oscar's like, "Oh, am I supposed to chase here? Also, we need to get back to the spike." And then John tucks in the corner, gets the missiles off, then takes the fight, just adding that delay, getting the util in. It's well played, patience from John there.
Locating target.
Bro whiffed on him.
That too. But even, I mean, I was talking about this stuff before. I mean, even if Oscar got that kill.
No, you're valid. You're valid for that, Wyatt. I respect it. I respect it.
At this point, I'm just melting into these penguin plushies in front of me.
They comfy?
Yeah, they're kind of cozy, I'm gonna be real. Alright, well, this round is looking rather easy for the Sentinels team. Experts are saying.
Are you the expert?
I have them feeding me information in my ear right now.
Well, Sentinels has 5 players, 2G has 3, and they all have classics. So one might think they want to die to Spike here.
Sentence ka
and
bhai
another
chota
might think that
second
some are saying that Zekin should chase these kills so he can get a dimensional
threat.
Those experts whispering in your ear?
That's just disrespectful.
Silliness. I do wonder, could you imagine like being like a surrogate as a caster? Like you get a coach.
Surrogate?
Yeah. Like you send into a
business
meeting.
Surrogate, not like a
So like imagine you get a co-streamer, right? And they, Mimi, come on, we're talking about Valorant. We're talking about Valorant here. Walk in, Mimi. Okay. So stay with me.
Explain what a business surrogate is, because
so you basically have someone in your ear. You go to a business meeting to represent like a big CEO, and then they tell you what to say.
You're a human body who is representing the words of someone who is remotely joining.
Now
this is like a pre-Zoom thing.
I'm imagining you get a co-streamer in your ear just telling you what to say.
अभी तक तो खेल रहा था खिलवाड़ कर रहा है.
Are you going to be waffling about?
अब सिर्फ टाइम पास जैसा खेल रहे हैं दिख रहा.
Is it Josh?
से गन में भी गोटे रे.
Wilkinson, it's bad.
There's nothing that is happening on that stream that I can say here.
Ugly.
All right.
Sliggy just like, please be nice to the players.
Please be nice to the players. Like 4 more chances. These things.
Yeah.
Tarek probably has some like bundle stuff he'd be going into if it's a Sen game.
Bundle.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try that.
I'm gonna need 2G to win this round if they intend on winning this game.
Okay.
I'll tell you that right now.
Goal setting. Start to manifest. This is what we want to hear.
This is the manifest mindset. Zekin is getting a lot of info towards A, and then, hey, dimensional drift. Let's go back over towards B, but 2G have not actually bid. They are not rotating off this site still. 2 anchoring. 4 Sen players attempt to split in here, getting slowed up by the vines.
The backhaul TP. Does he want to take it? No. Gets faked out. And now it's all about silence in the corner.
Or is it? It might be about narrate finding a lurk timing.
Does he commit that towards the A side? Does he want to take the risk? I think he's just falling in with the team.
30 seconds now.
They basically have to go on B. 3 defenders here. Good stun for Gobera. That'll buy some time.
20 seconds now.
Sen have to go.
20 seconds, 3 players here.
What is that? That's diabolical that they're winning the round this way. Surely someone can put an end to it. No! The white.
Yes. Zekin कैसा मारा निकल के वो.
Still winning the fight.
भाग लेते. उनका aim भी track नहीं है बेचारे का.
This is a tough way to end the season, I'm gonna be real.
By round था उन लोगों का. बोला ना.
Manifest it, Wyatt. 2v4. Oscar in heaven.
Sadly, I have nothing to manifest for this game. I'm manifesting Spike becoming 1 year older in a couple months.
13
and joining up with this team
Well, luckily,
to take them to the next
that
level.
one's just like mathematically
then,
going to happen with the
that one's
procession of time.
Start the countdown timer. You know,
Wait,
all things considered, though, this is listen. This has been a
Pull yourself out of the gutter.
tough game for 2G to end this season. Sen are really showing out today, but still, respect to them for being able to perform with all of the turmoil that has occurred as far
Run
as
me
the
back through
roster
their
moves.
season quick.
I can't even run you back through it because there were too many roster moves that happened. I forget all.
Let's just do the big one. Week 1, they were playing with Zap in the roster.
Their IGL, the player that most of us were talking about,
Exactly.
the most important, the hype man, the IGL that brought them up through Ascension.
After week 1,
will qualify or not?
check Twitter if you want the details. He's gone from the team. Their new IGL coming in with LZ, who then looked insanely good. It was kind of shocking. They were then able to win that series.
But the problems don't stop there.
Yeah.
They have to have another substitution. Last minute find PXS. Because they needed someone who had an American visa who could work it here. And that's
that's him, who conveniently was also competing in Brazil in challenges. But yeah, regardless, respect to the team for really putting their best foot forward and actually making a serious run at it.
People were chalking them up to be Two Glue, the team that would not be
चलो
competitive.
चलो 2G वालों जल्दी हार जाओ.
I'm not gonna lie, I was there too after
चलो
kickoff. But
5 बजे
that
तक मसला
first win,
खींचने का नहीं
they
है.
got it. It may have been over loud, but it was something.
जल्दी खत्म करो
And
हारो.
once they have a
पर
more
ऐसा
of the
कभी
roster they
सैंडल्स के
actually
फिर
want
ऐसा
to
मैच
play
देखने
with
मजा
in
भी नहीं
stage
आता.
2, it gives you some glimmers.
OT वाला OT पे OT परसों
I want a countdown clock on our overlay.
Lit पे.
Until Spike
OT जाते जाते बचाता.
The show, all through playoffs, grand finals, someone's gonna win.
वैसे
stage
वाले
two.
मैच नहीं मजा आता.
just 2G games.
सैंडल्स हारते भी अच्छे नहीं दिखते.
But yeah, sadly they're going up
लोग
against
हारते तो फिर
Prime
ऐसे
second.
स्लैंड में हार जाते चल जाते.
22-9 for the young man.
That is tough. 2G are trying to fight into A main, get some control, get that orb to allow Gobert to have the
Monjurika. Chin
on this force by round that has resulted in the silence. Just having a sheriff, not ideal, but could be enough.
Monjurika. Chin.
Okay, crash ready to go. Into the site.
Ami
And all the Utah flooding through. LZ is stunned up.
There's your favorite
He's
corner.
in the spot. He's in the corner, but it's not. Oh, yeah, no. It's John who kills him, who was hiding in that corner earlier.
John
He's
to know
aware.
about that one spot. Okay, Gobera holding things down, but bang trades. Still a good position for 2G. Where does Sen want to go with this one? They need to group up and try and find a fight. The Haunt tagged up, and they're still not the best weapons.
क्या लड़ ले रे क्या लड़ ले रे मजा आ रहा देखने. World build.
The excess player for 2G with a rifle is the
5
one
सेकंड रुक के
very
जाता वो
low on
डाल
HP,
के
susceptible
जाता.
to just
स्पाइक लेके
get
भागता
spammed
है
through the
पक्का.
wall at this point, susceptible to getting hit by a missile. Not going to be directed his way.
Trying to get players to swing into him with those missiles. Beating out, tapping the spike. He has time to go B if he wants, but he's got to get moving now.
Yeah, he's sprinting. He's going to beat them to the site. Might even have an opportunity to get those guiding salvos cycled back up.
20 seconds,
सीधा प्लांट करता. पोस्ट प्लांट खेलता.
Silence is running at him. He's going to threaten the plant. Just wanted to run and see if he could get John off.
Thing is, he's got to kind of find a 1v1 first before he can start threatening to play time. This angle he's playing is crazy.
Oh, this
timing! Did they spot him? Now they know. Footsteps heard. Missiles go in, but the player's already out. 1v1 there, and they split up! PXS is alone! John has it isolated to a 1v1. Silence taps. John holds his nerve. The swing.
Oh my god.
The
He's
tap
so aware.
again. 7 bullets.
He's the most aware.
John QT waiting. Silence sticks it halfway. John still just talking. Silence in the nick of time, just about.
Oh my god.
Has the defuse. But oh my god, 2G splitting up there.
Yeah, that, I couldn't tell if the missiles landed to where they actually had to get split off, but
I don't know.
Even still, nice attempt from John. It looked like he was in full control of the situation. Wow, I mean, expecting him to win that, that's straight up pre-fire.
I think it's important. Silence actually finally took the wide angle. Previously, he'd been tapping spike and just sitting on the spike, hoping that John would overswing. And finally, on the very last time, he could actually pull off the spike. He takes the wide line. That was kind of nice.
So barely a 2G round win. But Sen still have money, they still have rifles, and well, they're starting with a bit of a slower round here, just putting some pressure into mid, trying to make sure they get rid of that Vise wall over there in the street.
This will be one of the last honest rounds of Valorant we have. Gobert's the only one with an ultimate. But the next 2, 3, 4 rounds, even all these ults are going to start cycling back online.
This is a pretty interesting setup from Sen. They use Prowlers to take that B main control, then they pressure Link. And look at this, where dimensional drift is from Zekin. It's all the way back there in Link at the moment. Sends the fake. Oh no, that was a legit TP. I thought it was going to be fake.
Yeah, they're actually going to go for the B split,
this is crazy.
Leaving Narrate as the art lurk, actually getting pinged by a dog intentionally to keep players stuck over on the A side of the map.
This is so cool from Sen. They've been working both sides of the map this entire round. Pressure on Silence, he can't convert.
That's both kills on the side anchors for Sentinels. 2G, they're going to be late on where the Atsuki is going out. No one was really there to support thanks to the Thorns. And so they save at this point?
It looks like they I mean, yeah, there doesn't even look like they have to. They actually just have to save and play this for OT. That was a beautiful Sentinels round. If we were in the studio, Telestrator time. Someone telestrate that, because...
Hey, I've got a map in front of me.
Hold on.
Oh, we have a giant
I'm looking.
printout map of
in front of
Pearl.
you already.
Okay.
I don't know if we can get our camera up and see what debauchery is going on.
That was genuinely such a cool one to try to break down there, with Sen opening the round, pressuring, taking B main control with the Prowler. At the same time, they smoke off Link so they can push in there. They get Zekin's gate crash all the way down. Then they go back, pressure A, leave Narrate to throw Initiator util there, teleport back to B to split in the site. That was so cool. What a well-orchestrated round.
Do you want to try and draw it, Wyatt?
No.
No, Wyatt doesn't want to do it.
I mean, it would be there's too many, this one would require too many arrows and we can't erase them.
They're turning the lights on. They're getting it set up. I think we'll be able to do it after the replay if you're quick.
No, there's not going to be time.
There's
not going to be time.
There's no way. The map is just going to be, there's going to be marker everywhere. Nothing is going to make sense.
Well, you drew a beautiful drawing for us, at least.
That's yeah. That's all I could manage. What can I say?
Game progresses too quickly. Okay, last chance for 2G. 12 to 5, big brawl in A main.
State of the game moment. Second, all right.
Just runs through all of it.
Runs up, teleports away. Lovely.
You can see the W, right?
2 outs, bottom of the 9th.
By the way, every single Sen player is one orb away from getting an ult. They should be locking this one up right now.
Wind up at the belt.
At the belt? What is at the belt?
Like you
That's not a thing.
They say that.
No, that's new.
And maybe it's new. The announcers, they
you got some strange announcers over in Philly. I don't know.
This dimensional drift is going to clear out everything on the site for Sen. They're getting it for free. Zelsis has the Seal Guard and John is the Armageddon.
But what if Gobera was the truth?
The match is gone.
Oh, with the ult coming in, it's going to be a little difficult. They do avoid it, but they're... No, actually, PXS was caught.
Silence has a pistol anyways, it's fine.
Double Teo ult, state of the game moment again. Gobert's trying to walk up, he's dead. Good night, Sentinels puts 2G to bed. 13 to 4, 13 to 5. They put a pin on their group stage, and it's 4 to 1. Keep their chances of a #1 seed and the bye round in playoffs alive.
I feel like if you were looking at the Sentinels scorecard at the end of the game, it's like runs 2, hits 26, errors 0. That was just some great effort from them.
Yeah, now at this point, it's in the hands of 100 Thieves to Sen get the first seed. The never-ending beef between these two teams has taken an unexpected turn in the potential enemies to lovers arc. 100 Thieves can...
रात के 4:30 बजे दूसरों का स्टे थैंक यू गाइस थैंक यू फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन तुम्हारे दबाए तेरे बॉल्स मज़ा आया ना स्ट्रीम करके आज 2 घंटा करके जाएंगे क्या 2 आवर्स कर दो उसको 5 मिनट कुछ देखेंगे क्या देखेंगे मैच के हाइलाइट्स भी नहीं देख सकते मीम्स देखेंगे क्या T1 भाई के इसमें जाके? चला जाओ। हा हू हा हू हा हू हा हू हा हू हा हू। खुलेगा? अरे खुले। नहीं खुल रहा है, नहीं खुल रहा है फ्रेंड्स। यार सेकंड एम तो है, सेकंड मतलब एक आसपास जेकन डर के। अरे और एक था ये, उसका नाम थोड़ा जी का प्लेयर है शायद वो। उसका नाम मतलब ओजी, मतलब मस्त खेलता है वो, अभी उसका नाम नहीं आ रहा। टेक्सचर 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 मस्त खेल रहा है, मस्त खेल रहा है। ओपी है एकदम, ओपी गेम प्ले भाई का। टेक्सचर 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 ओपी प्ले, ओपी प्ले वो भी मस्त मारता। और एक ये इजी था शायद, इजी इजी किमचू कुमचू कुछ तो नाम था उसका भी। इजी का प्लेयर था शायद वो। इजी 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 का टीम क्या है? इजी वैलोरेंट टीम। ये डायरेक्ट नहीं रे, ईडीजी है क्या वो? चाइना की टीम, हाँ चीचू 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 या जेडएमजी की जेट, दोनों में से कौन खेलता है? हाँ यही जिंदगी ना मिलेगी तुम्हारा, कभी खुशी कभी गम, यही वाला। हाँ ये भी अच्छा खेलता है। चलो पर सबके सामने कुछ भी बोलो, टेंस के सामने सब फीके रहे। टेंस जो एक बार में एक मैप में को बहुत अच्छे से याद है, सनसेट में लाउड या फिनाटिक कोई तो थी सामने, और डब्बे पे चढ़ के बैठ के सिर्फ बंदे सामने हैं, टक 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 मारा था। 3 लोगों को मारा एक ही बार में, ऐसा नहीं कि डर, ऐसा नहीं, टंग 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 ऐसे मारा। वो टाइम से फैन है रे मैं उसका, मतलब डाई हार्ड फैन नहीं पर है। That's it for today guys. Indian Tens signing off. Balls will happen with anyone. We'll see you at the finals, in the next stream of Sentinels versus any team it may be. Attention mitrani gani, attention mitrani gani, kag chorta wani borta.